What are you here for, friend?
Tell me, where can I find the rest of the fighters?
They meet in the pen behind the inn, so they won't be seen. Tell them I sent you, but don't let the bailiff catch you. He'd give you a hard time, and me too.
Me conte mais sobre os
I know about your
lutadores.
son already, but tell me about the others.
They're hired hands, just like him. Venza is the son of a farmer, and Pascal is from the blacksmiths.
I'm certain I'll get on with Pascal. We're in the same trade.
You're a blacksmith too? Well, that'll be a right hammering then.
Thanks. That'll be all. What's
Tem
going on
mais
around
alguma
here?
coisinha aqui por aqui?
I haven't heard about anything.
Mais nada?
And you won't find any work with me either.
Tá.
Where can I spend the night?
Behind the tavern, there's a shed next to the barn. You can sleep there.
Beleuzinha. Então, vamos fazer essa missão aqui que a gente já pegou. E tem que desafiar os caras pra luta. Só vou dormir aqui, né? Porque pra gente pegar de dia. Tem uma missão nova aqui. E tem missão no acampamento. Eu quero dar uma olhadinha, que agora eu fiquei curioso. Essa cidade já foi. Essa daqui deve estar todo mundo putaço da vida que o outro fugiu, né? Aqui, por enquanto, eu não tenho nada muito de novo em nenhum lugar daqui. Em Belane também não. Então, a única coisa que nós temos agora para fazer é uma quest aqui, 2 quests aqui, 3 no acampamento de Sigsmund, 4 em Roshan, 5 em Minas e 6 nesse lugar bem isolado aqui, que é onde a gente fez aquela outra quest macabra, entendeu? Vamos focar nessas 6 quests, eu espero que não abra mais por enquanto. E aí, se der tudo certo, a gente vai para a missão principal depois. Olá, rapaziada, como é que vocês estão? Espero que sejam bem. Vamos aí a mais um episódio de Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. E neste episódio, nós vamos fazer um belo de um completê de missões secundárias e atividades. A gente vai pegar tudo que tem na região. Vai ficar faltando apenas algumas internas lá no covil da parede que a gente vai. E vai ser bastante coisinha, até porque o Henry vai se meter em várias competições de luta por aí. Alguns pedidos um pouco inusitados no acampamento do Sigsmund. Uma simples ajuda de uma ferradura que vai acabar levando a gente numa investigação de desaparecimento. E amor e abandono, bem interessante. E também a gente vai ter o bando de bandidos do Flechudo voltando a atormentar e causando, né? Pense como não bastasse 2 vezes eles perderem um chefe, um terceiro resolveu surgir. E uma pedra mágica feita de trovão vai acabar atraindo a curiosidade de alguns. Um pedido do Henry conseguir essa pedra e uma bela de uma aventura para cima e para baixo no mapa para conseguir isso. Haja paciência. E é claro, um ladrão muito educado vai acabar pedindo as coisas do Henry. Só que no lugar de dar essas coisas, ele vai acabar desafiando um capitão inimigo para recuperar uma honra perdida. E também um dos outros comandantes do acampamento vai acabar pegando o Henry para puxar ele numa missão um tanto delicada. E ele vai ter que tomar muito cuidado para conseguir salvar uma vila inteira. Só que antes de mais nada, vamos ao nosso pequeno padrão. Pega uma vez de petisco, chama os amigos e bora se divertir. Mas antes, deixa aquele joinha que aquece o coração. Se não for inscrito já, aproveita e se inscreve. Bora lá.
I heard about the local fight club. You're one of the members, aren't you?
If you have to ask. But if you don't plan on taking part, don't even ask. We don't need any gawkers.
The innkeeper sent me. He said I could fight too. I'm Henry.
Aha! Well, that's another story. I'm Venza. I'll fight with you first.
Should we go
Vambora.
and bash each other's teeth in?
Why wouldn't we? How about a little wager to spice things up, eh?
That sounds good. Here you are.
É
Now
muita
that's more
briga.
interesting. So, on guard. Well, you surprised me.
It was a good fight. Thanks for it.
You gave me a proper thrashing. But Pascal will straighten you out. You deserve this, though. All right?
You know it. Thanks.
Beleza. Desafio Pascal para uma luta.
God bless you, sir.
What brought you to fighting?
Well, I don't rightly know.
Ué,
It seems better than drinking or whoring around to me.
Copicola. Agora ele é filho do ferreiro.
Why do I get the feeling your heart's not really into these fights?
It's true. Marcus says we're doing this so we defend ourselves, in case someone came around causing problems. But it seems to me he's doing it more for fun and money from the bets.
Oh, so girls and drinking aren't your thing?
Not really. I'm happier at the forge.
The bailiff doesn't like the fighting much.
Né, fazer o quê?
Why don't you just stop fighting?
I'd stop going right away, but Marcus always drags us into it. And if someone doesn't feel like it, he tells everyone what a chicken he is.
The bailiff doesn't like the fight. You're just asking for trouble.
Do you think so? Try to tell Marcus that. It's all his idea anyway.
Should we fight?
That's why you're here, isn't it? Now we just need to bet.
Here it is.
Thanks. Now let's see some teeth flying. Take that! I'll sort you out nicely. Good doggy. Good.
Beleza.
Well, I can see I'm better off use at the forge.
Oh, come on. You're strong. The rest can be learned.
Here you go. I hope it comes in handy.
A única coisa ruim... Ah, tá. Colocou minha roupa. Que bom. What the fuck?
I'm sorry. I'll be right there. I'll have a bite to eat, thanks.
Que loucura. A mulher simplesmente desmaiou de emoção e os caras foram... Hã? Aliás, quem que eu tenho que... Nossa, desafio Marcos para uma luta. Como é que eu vou desafiar o cara se o cara tá lá porque a outra desapareceu?
You silly mutt.
Ah, eu acho que eu vou descansar uma horinha então. Até a outra recobrar os sentidos. Nossa, como é que a outra simplesmente desmaiou do nada? Doideira. Gente, mas agora eu fiquei na dúvida. Esse Pascal é o mesmo do... É porque o jogo às vezes gosta de reaproveitar algumas coisinhas. Em busca de... Não, é Pavel. É que os dois são parecidos. Um é Pascal, outro é Pavel.
You're always welcome here, noble sir.
Another senseless death.
Are you
Você é
the
o
bailiff?
Meirinho?
Aye, that's me.
Have you heard about that secret fight club?
Perhaps you should tell me what you know about it. And fast.
I just overheard something. That's all.
It better be. Well, if you were to overhear anything else, let me know. I'd like to nip it in the bud.
Ok. Caramba, o cara tá velando a outra aqui. É, eu sei.
What does the innkeeper say about these fights of yours?
Not much. Why do you ask?
He's afraid you'll get into trouble. You beat the wrong bloke just once, and that's it.
What do you know about it?
I once fought with a nobleman.
No bloody way. And how did you enjoy the pillory? Did they give you a proper whipping?
I swear, it's true. And the punishment I got was far worse. I'm still acting as a squire for that whelp.
At least you have a story to tell in a tavern. Not everyone can boast that.
Shall we fight?
No need to ask twice. And how about a bet? What do you say?
I agree. Here you go.
I'll take it. Now say a prayer, and let's get at it.
Ai.
Wang! Keep flopping around. It's not going to help you. And don't laugh too hard. I'll wipe that smile off your face. Useless! Like that, eh?
Caraca, ele é forte.
You wanna try me? Come and get it.
Caraca, ele é forte.
Good fight. Where'd you learn that?
I learned from experience. It hurts, sometimes a lot. But it keeps you on your toes at least.
Aye, I get you. I concede. Here you go. And don't forget to go and see Father. He always has some kind of reward for the best fighter.
Deixa eu só me lavar. Pegar minha recompensa.
How can I help you today, friend?
I defeated your fighters.
I heard. Your reward is well deserved. Oh, and by the way, the hired hands in Horshan also enjoy similar pastimes. And I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard there's some dive in Kuttenberg where people batter each other just for coin. Disgraceful.
I agree. Maybe I'll see it with my own two eyes someday.
Né? Chega. Chega. O negócio vai ser o seguinte, a gente já terminou aqui? Não. A gente tem que pegar essa missão aqui. Vamos lá. Vamos nessa. Putz, eu tô todo cagado. Não tem uma casa de banho aqui, não? Nossa, não tem uma casa de banho. Bem, eu vou pegar essa missão, aí eu vou ver o que dá pra gente fazer nessa casa de banho. Deixa eu lavar mais um pouquinho. Tem que aproveitar tudo nos negócios. Oi. É você que eu tenho que conversar?
You look troubled. Is there anything I can help you with?
You're very kind, but I need someone who knows their way around a smithy. I need to get a few horseshoes made
Ah, não,
and deliver
ferradura
them.
não.
They were supposed to be done yesterday.
Well, why don't you ask the blacksmith? It's his job, after all.
It's not so simple. The horseshoes are for the soldiers camped on the hill, and my Marosh, well, he sees them as traitors who are conspiring with foreign scum.
I see. You don't agree?
Young fella, if I was choosy about who I sell things to, I wouldn't have a groschen to my name.
Pois
These are
é, se ela
troubled
tem que comer.
times, and my husband doesn't understand that pride won't fill your stomach.
Uhum, ela tá certa. Eu aprendi isso.
Making horseshoes is no great art. Can't your apprentice do it?
Our Pascal, my old man's forbidden it. Whenever a soldier comes here to the forge, Maroche sends Pascal packing. He messed up once. If he broke the rules again, he'd probably have to find another trade.
Oh, great.
Coitado.
It just so happens I'm a blacksmith, and I'd be glad to help you.
Really? Well, then you've been sent from heaven.
So, how many of those horseshoes do you need?
Well, if you manage to make horseshoes for 2 horses, I'd be forever grateful to you. I'll pay, of course. See you later, my friend.
Silêncio, meu bem. 2 ferraduras. Você tá me zoando. Duas fucking ferraduras. 1000 anos depois. Me lavar um pouco. Obrigado. Onde é que ela tá? Ué, onde é que ela tá? Moça? Moça das coisas? Ah, ela tá lá no fundo. Pronto.
Here are those horseshoes. 2 sets, just as we agreed.
Let's see them then.
São 2 ferraduras de cavaleiro. É muito tempo.
These will do just fine. Such a young, hard-working, talented fella you are. Too bad I'm not a few years younger.
Caraca.
You mentioned something about payment?
Here you go. You won't buy a castle for it, but good work calls for good pay. Now, someone just needs to bring the horseshoes to Victoria. Would you do that for me? This backache of mine.
Tá bom.
Who's this Victoria?
A girl from the village. She's a bit different. But deep down, a good girl.
Different? What do you mean?
She's had a hard life. Her husband died of the plague a while back, and now she's all alone. She does odd jobs for the villagers here to make a living. Sometimes I send her up to the soldiers with our goods. Why would I drag myself up that hill when she's got young legs and likes going up there anyway?
Fine. Which house does she live in?
It's not far at all. Just cross the stream and you're there.
Tá bom. Pô, se o marido dela não tivesse aqui, certeza que ela ia pagar com outros... com bônus. Caraca. É claro, como ela falou, se ela fosse um pouquinho mais jovem também. Enfim. Onde é que é? Só coisa ao córrego? Levar as ferraduras pra outra. Aqui? Não, não é. Ah, é aqui.
Victoria, I bought you horseshoes from Martha. Victoria? You here?
Ela não tá aqui não.
Christ, so much blood. What happened here? I have to tell Martha.
Vamos precisar falar com ela. Vamos. Ué, cadê? Ah, tá aqui.
I brought Victoria those horseshoes, and I think something's happened to her.
What? What do you mean?
The house was empty, and in the hearth room next to the bed, I found a puddle of blood. It hadn't even dried yet.
Jesus Christ! What if she's been... No!
It might not be too late. Do you have any idea where she could be?
I don't know. Really? Oh, how horrible!
Did Victoria have problems with anyone from the village? Did anyone want to hurt her?
No, definitely not. Good God, she was... I mean, she is a good girl. Although...
Can you think of anyone?
Sometimes there's talk about how she lives alone and how she makes her living.
Why would anyone be bothered about how Victoria makes her living? As long as she's not stealing, she can do whatever she wants, right?
Well, not everyone was happy that she brings our goods up to the camp. Once, someone even drew something very ugly on our door because of it. But what's that poor girl supposed to do without a man? There's a war, and we all need to make a living somehow.
Who did she go and see at the camp? Who might know more about her?
Mainly their blacksmith. She brings goods up there every 2 or 3 days. He's certain to remember her. So tell them at the gate that you're bringing something from the smithy. They'll let you in.
Tá, silêncio. Quem se
Who's bothered
incomoda?
by her living alone? Whose business is that?
Things are a little different, you see. She lost her husband some time ago. A young widow, actually. A pretty young widow. Naturally, a few fellas were fawning over her. There was one in particular, but he got the boot, just like all the others. But he'd never hurt her. He might be a loudmouth, but he's harmless.
Who's this mystery man, then?
I won't say. If word got out that I accused someone, we might as well just close up shop here.
Bom,
I'm not about to go blabbing about it in the tavern. I just need to know where to start looking for Victoria.
Fine. But you didn't hear this from me.
ok.
Farmer Kuba was pretty keen on her. And he wasn't going to give up easy. Last time, he tried to flatter her by giving her a headscarf. But Victoria knew it had belonged to his dead wife. So she told him to sod off. The whole village was laughing at him. He's a bitter old man. But would he hurt her? I don't think so.
Jealousy's a powerful thing, though.
Well, that's
Sim.
true, too. So go and ask him yourself. He lives with his children and his housekeeper in that big house behind the smithy. He's always wearing a bright red coat and a hat with a feather in it. You're certain not to miss him, but not a peep about what I told you.
Don't worry.
Ok.
I'll take that secret to the grave. Is there anything else you can think of before I go?
I've already told you everything I know. Now hurry up!
Tá bom, vamos dar uma olhada no que pode estar acontecendo. Fale com o fazendeiro. O fazendeiro tá por aqui. Oh, esse ícone do coelho não sai, não. Fazendeiro Cuba.
Lord be with you.
You're Cuba, the farmer, right?
Aye, I am. What do you want?
I'm looking for Victoria, and I thought you might know where to find her.
Why should I, of all people, know?
I hear you were quite fond of her,
Who told you that, eh?
but she sent you packing. In front of half the village.
Birds have been twittering, have they? Her husband wasn't the only one taken by the Black Death. I lost my wife, too. So I thought to myself, enough time has passed, and two can live better than one. I tried. She wasn't interested. End of story. I've no idea what she's up to now, and I don't care.
Does she have friends here? Who does she talk with in the village?
Mainly with Martha, the blacksmith's wife. But all she did was use Victoria to do her dirty work.
Well, I've spoken to Martha, and it seems she's genuinely worried about Victoria.
Worried about her? Why?
Victoria's missing. And there's a puddle of blood at her house.
I reckon someone was jealous of them soldiers she hangs around with. What's that got to do with me?
You can't be
Você é o
serious.
suspeito, né?
She could be injured somewhere, or even worse. And you're glad?
What goes around comes around. I have a
Olha que filho
clean
da puta.
conscience. To hell with that silly goose.
Why don't you just admit the girl was a real thorn in your side? And that you were jealous as hell? An old dog wanted some young meat, but ended up with a nibble, eh?
Listen, you prick. What the fuck are you trying on me? Who the hell do you think you are? You'd better take that back while you still have teeth.
You're pissed off that she preferred someone else over you, eh? You waited for her, and...
Enough! You've been asking for a beating, so here it comes. You're
Sério?
in for an ass-kicking, you piece of shit. Mercy! Spare me!
So, had enough
Então.
already?
Yeah. Just leave me alone now. And I really don't know anything about Victoria.
É pra aprender a falar
Maybe
direito com ela.
she just decided village life wasn't for her, so she took off with her soldier.
What soldier? You telling me this now?
I heard someone came across her up there in the forest while she was having a rendezvous with some fella from the camp. But I really don't know anything else.
All right. I'll ask in the camp then.
É muito legal que eu consigo entrar aqui numa boa. Tem que procurar quem tem um negocinho de fala. Eu consigo entrar aqui numa boa, mesmo depois daquela missão muito louca.
I'm sorry.
Ferreira é o
What do you
único que
need, sir?
dá pra falar por enquanto.
Does the name Victoria mean anything to you?
No. Should it?
She's a girl from Miskovitz. I heard she comes up here to sell things.
Ah, I know who you mean. Aye. There's a girl who shows up here every now and again. I'm no good with names, but Victoria sounds familiar.
Who did she know best around here?
She got along with the merchants, but I'd say she fancied Black the most.
Who?
A soldier from the provisioning unit. I'd say her business dealings were more of an excuse to meet with him.
Where can I find this soldier Black?
He's lying in the infirmary. He's got guttache, and you can hear him howling halfway across the camp.
Thanks.
Credo.
I'll go and look for him.
Tá. É você?
Are you the one they call Black?
I'm more like green just now.
But I need to talk to you.
And I need something for the pain. Can't you see I'm barely breathing here? Krova, I feel like I'll burst.
Tell me exactly what's wrong with you.
My belly hurts. It's killing me. It's as if I'll burst at any moment or give birth to a calf. It's from the fucking pig swill they give us to eat here.
Maybe. Does it hurt when I press here?
Yes! I feel it here. Here. Oh!
It's no wonder. Your stomach's blown up like a bellows. You must have eaten something really bad.
We put some mushrooms someone found in the woods into the stew.
Meu Deus, não.
Fuck.
Não.
It's obvious. You've eaten poisonous mushrooms. If you want relief, you need an antidote. The sooner the better.
But I can barely move. Oh, please. Bring it here to me.
I have something for you that should work. Drink it.
Poção digestiva.
Thank you. Oh, I can feel it bubbling and gurgling inside me.
Well, are you better now?
Not yet.
I'll wait here with you, to be sure. Well, are you better now?
All right. I've had better days. But at least I can move around a bit now. Thanks, friend.
So, can we talk now?
What do you want to know?
It's about Victoria, the girl from Miskovitz.
Christ almighty. That woman won't leave me alone. Now she sent someone to try and change my mind?
Muda a ideia
Well, I
sobre o
didn't come
quê?
to change your mind. Why would I do that?
Well, she's tried practically everything. Complaining, screeching, threats, tears. But none of it worked.
And what was she trying to achieve?
Look, we had a bit of fun once or twice. But that was it. She just didn't get it.
Victoria's missing. Her house is empty, and no one knows where she's gone.
What do you mean she's missing? Wait. Seriously?
As if the earth opened up and swallowed her. Seeing as you two used to meet up, you might have some idea where to look for her.
She didn't tell anyone? Not even the blacksmith's wife?
Não.
There was a pool of blood on the floor. I was shocked when I went into the hearth room.
She often said she didn't know what she'd do if I left. But I thought it was just the kind of thing girls say.
Well, what were you expecting? She's already in a tough situation, and you just made it worse. Get off your ass and do something.
I can't just prance right out of the camp. Unlike you. Not far from here to the east, there's a spot we used to meet. A small clearing in the forest, where there's a pair of big birches. She might be there.
Good. I'll look there. But I'm doing it for her, not for you. Got it?
I know. But bring her a message from me. Tell her she's a stupid cow. I didn't force her to do anything, and now she's crying over spilt milk.
Try and think it over a bit. It might not just be Victoria's life at stake here. Could you live with yourself, knowing you could have done something, but just couldn't be bothered to help her?
Could have. She's right. I got her into this horrible mess. So tell her I'll take care of her. And if she wants, she can stay here. I'm sure they'll find work for a woman here. At least we'll be together.
Now that sounds like a man talking. I'm going to see her now. I hope it's not too late.
I feel much better.
Dá pra vir por aqui e até ali. Então... Aqui. Achei.
You're Victoria, right?
And who are you?
No one important. Well, it all started like this. I was supposed to bring you some horseshoes, but then...
I'm not interested in any damn horseshoes.
Wait, though. In short, I'm Henry. Black sent me to talk to you.
É mais fácil
Oh,
falar
so did
o
Martha
resumo.
from Miskovitz. They're worried something happened to you because you vanished all of a sudden. I'll accompany you back home. right?
I don't want to go back there. Nothing good ever happened to me in that house. I want to stay with my Black. Where is he? Why didn't he come himself?
Because he's lying in the infirmary. But you don't need to worry. He'll be all right soon. I know what happened to you. I was at your house and saw, well, everything. I'm sorry, but this is no solution.
You have no idea what's going on. You don't know me at all.
Then tell me what happened. Maybe I can help you somehow. After all, talking about it will help you feel better. Things aren't as bad as they seem.
Well, you already know that me and Black used to meet. But he changes his mind like the wind. First he says he wants to be with me, then that he's a soldier of the king and serving him as his priority. There's gossip in the village that I'm the camp whore who'll sleep with anyone for a handful of grain. Whenever I left to go up there, they'd shout at me not to come back. And then I found out that I'm with child.
And that blood on the floor in your house?
I was desperate. I picked some herbs to make a decoction to get rid of it, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. So I said to myself, I'd rather die with my child than kill it and go on living.
So you cut yourself?
Yes, with a knife. I cut myself once or twice, but once I felt the pain and saw the blood, I came to my senses. I wiped off the blood with an apron and my skirt, but it was everywhere. I couldn't bear to look at it, so I ran away. Here.
And Black
Meu
is
Deus,
the
que
father of
horror.
your child?
Of course. The villagers think I sleep with half the camp, but it can't be anyone else's but his, as God as my witness.
Thanks for confiding in me. You've had a difficult time.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. Please tell me what you know about my Black.
Peraí.
I'm sorry, but wait just a while longer. I'll be back soon.
What? Are you kidding me?
I won't be long.
Não. Peraí, minha filha. Peraí que a gente vai resolver esse bagulho.
I feel much better.
Mercy! I surrender!
That attempt at strangling will cost you. You'll either pay in groschen, or your back will feel the cane.
All right, I'll pay. I don't want any trouble.
Very well. And don't let it happen again. Clear off and don't bother me! Be on your way!
Ela tá toda triste e depressiva. Ele falou que não consegue sair do acampamento. Pois bem.
You wanted your soldier? Well, here he is.
Aí. Conversem agora.
What the? Where the hell are we?
Now you can have it out with each other.
I knew you'd come back to me.
Hey, me? Come back? Did you?
Gato
What's
comeu a
wrong, big
língua?
man? Cat got your tongue? Try and remember. You said I should tell Victoria here about...
About how...
About how things will be. You said you wanted to be with me, that you'd take care of me.
Would everyone leave me alone?
Você tá me zoando.
This can't...
He took off. Good gracious.
And
Todo esse trabalho que eu
calls himself
tive.
a soldier of His Majesty's army. What a coward. What a wretched, common, a garden coward. And to
E você ia terminar
because of him,
tudo por causa
I nearly-
disso. Então.
Christ, what a stupid cow I was.
So, you'll be alright now? Will you go back home?
What other choice do I have? The villagers better watch how they talk about me. I won't be pushed around any
Isso mesmo,
longer.
minha filha. Se valoriza. Se valoriza e vai com tudo. Ué. Ele tava com frescura. A gente arrastou ele. Simples assim. Ah, é você que dá a missão?
I heard you
Oi?
have some work for a blacksmith.
That I do. But you'd have to manage more than pounding iron with a hammer. How important is it for you when working to not get dirty?
Let's just say I sometimes get a little dirt under my nails, if you get my meaning.
Very good. Let's cut to the chase then. I need you to bring me something, so that the owner of that thing does not notice you have borrowed.
Vocês são muito
Interested?
criativos pra falar a palavra roubo. Quero saber os detalhes primeiro.
First, I want to know exactly what you want me to do.
As I said, I need you to bring me something. Nobody must know, and nobody must see you.
Yeah, I understand that. But what do I have to get, and from where?
Basan, one of the cumin dogs around here, has recently acquired a very lovely sword. It's called the Absolver. He got it as ransom for some knight he took captive during the conquest of Kuttenberg. You yourself must admit that such a weapon has no business being in the filthy paws of those pagans, when they don't even know how to use it. Now if I had a sword like that...
Então.
So what do you need a blacksmith for?
You know, I'd hate for Basan to notice his sword is gone. Can you imagine what that cumin vermin would do to me? But if you could get a good look at it, you could bring it to me and leave Basan with a replica.
A replica?
Of course. Made of some soft iron, with coloured glass instead of gemstones. Just for looks. Basan won't notice the difference anyway. What do you say?
Tá bom.
Fine. I'm in. Where can I find this Basan?
Here in the camp, naturally. You'll go to the tournament enclosure, and on the left behind it, you'll find his tent. It's white with green trim along the top.
That sounds fairly easy.
That may be, but you don't need to dawdle. Run along, and watch out for Basan. See you later.
A Absolvedora. Roube a espada de Basan. Pô, esses escudos são tão lindos, olha isso. Mas pena que não dá pra... Não tem a opção da gente pegar. Mas... Onde é que tá a criatura? Ah, a criatura tá aqui, ó.
Nice sword. I'm not surprised they're fighting over it. To make the same might be easy.
É, fazer o mesmo não vai ser muito fácil, não. Eu tô com... Eu tô com os material no cavalo. Dá pra usar forja? Dá pra usar forja. Réplica da Absolvedora. Ótimo. Pele de cervo, pomo de espada octagonal, guarda de espada com alguma coisa, mas é curvadinha, aço de Frankfurt e ferro. Então vamos lá, vamos criar uma réplica disso.
burning.
Tá queimando, mas não... Vamos falar, mas não tá no brilho.
Well, I've got half finished. Almost got it done.
Vamos rápido.
Good day to you.
Absolvedora. Caraca, ela tem um dano legal. Réplica da espada absolvedora. Montante absolvedora. É, a réplica que eu fiz, ela tem um dano bem melhor, entendeu? E a absolvedora para Thomas. E ao Thomas a réplica da absolvedora. Dá pra gente... Mano, a absolvedora que eu fiz... A réplica tá muito melhor do que a original. Ele vai me agradecer. Não, não era isso que eu ia fazer. A réplica tem que... Como fala?
It's done. No one will ever know it's a replica.
A réplica tem que dar pra ele. Quer dizer, a réplica tem que deixar aqui. Nossa, eu confundi. Licença, licença, licença. Não, não é você. Ah, o cara lá da outra. Tá aqui. Ué, o cara não ficava aqui? Onde é que o cara tá? Nossa.
Lord be with you.
Alguma notícia? Eu vou provocar. Isso. O cara não conseguia nem levantar da cama. Foi só ela falar em casamento que o bicho saiu vazado e agora tá andando pra tudo quanto é lado. Ah, cadê o cara? Não tá aqui não. Ah, você tá aqui.
Welcome. What can I do for you?
I brought you that sword, just as you wanted.
And what about Basan? Did you leave a replica in its place?
Of course. Everything is taken care of.
Fantastic. Hurry up. Give me that sword.
Here you go.
Montante absolvedora.
The Absolver. It's finally mine. Isn't it beautiful?
Very. But now, about my reward.
What? Ah, you are right. Well, here is your reward, just as we agreed.
Thank you very much. And if you ever have any more work for me...
I'd rather not, friend. Just to be on the safe side. Take care. See
Tá
you
bom.
later, my friend.
Tchau, tchau, tio. Atividade concluída, absolvedora. Pô, se essa... Se não fosse a espada do Hazig... Essa absolvedora seria interessante. Eu acho que... Como fala? Eu acho que quando a gente devolver pro Hadzig, eu vou fazer uma cópia da absolvedora. Bem que eu acho que eu duvido que o Hadzig vai aceitar de volta. Eu acho que ele vai dar a espada pro Henry. Mas também eu acho que só vai ser lá no final do jogo. Então... aqui do acampamento do Sigsmund, a gente tem uma missão em Horsham. Ah, é você. Thomas Brutans.
Good afternoon.
Tá, tava com uma cara de ser porradaria franca.
What would you like to know?
What fighters do you have here?
Stanley is the strongest. He works on the farm and's quite a big mouth on him. But he has the strength of 2 men. After him, Tuma, a farmer from across the way. He's quite a bit older than me, but don't let that fool ya. He has a steady hand and bloody good aim with it. And last and maybe least is Darling.
Darling?
He's kind of like the local buffoon. His name's Tobias, but everyone just calls him Darling. When he was a wee lad, he fell on his head from a rotting ladder. And he's never been the same since. He takes care of his aunt's horses and dogs in Grund.
He doesn't sound like an opponent to be feared.
Because he isn't. He's quite a lout, but he doesn't know the first thing about fighting. He hasn't won a single fight. But it's not that he doesn't try.
Where do your fights take place?
At old Chucha's.
And who might that be?
Chucho is our hog. We fight in his pen. He doesn't care. He always just hides in his pigsty.
I reckon I can find that.
I'm certain you can. Just follow your nose.
Credo.
Can I get involved too?
Why not? It'll be good to have some new blood, and maybe you'll learn something from each other. Do you have any experience?
I already won a similar competition in Miskovitz.
So you're no greenhorn. We'll see how you fare here.
E se eu ganhar luta suja?
Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Darling may be a bumbler, but Stanley and Tuma are no pushovers. Well, if you pull it off, you certainly won't come up short. Farewell, good sir.
Ah, não é você o porco. Vamos lá. Eu tenho que... desafiar Tobias, o querido. É você? É você.
So, Tobias, do you enjoy fighting?
Do I know you?
I'm Henry. Young Bruthans told me you're learning to fight. How are you faring?
Well, it's not going so well.
You don't have to do it, you know. What do you get out of being beaten time and again?
I have to. I have to beat Stanley, so they'll leave me alone.
Sometimes it's best to explain things with your fists.
Only it's always me who gets the explanation.
Ai, tadinho.
Well, how about trying your luck against me?
Why not? Do you have any money? We can bet, and whoever wins gets everything.
That sounds good. I agree.
Get ready then.
Moralmente falando. É 2 tapas. Caraca!
Well, I lost again.
Thanks for the fight.
Yeah.
Você precisa treinar mais o seu físico.
Oh, and this is yours. Take it all. Now you can challenge Tuma. I like him. He's funny and kind. Not like Stanley.
Tadinho dele. Desculpa.
Here I am.
You look like a merry bloke. What do you like about the fights?
I'm a simple man. I like a good laugh, and sometimes I like to punch someone.
That's it?
I swear. I do it because I enjoy it. That's not so strange, is it?
Shall we fight?
But of course. And before we get started, let's bet.
If you say so. Here you go.
Thanks very much. And now fight.
You call that a punt?
Oops.
Gosh, I feel like I've been split in half.
Thanks for the fight.
Aye, you're welcome. I should be thanking the big man on the sky that I can still walk. Here, take it all and don't spend it at once.
Thanks.
Agora...
Do you feel up to it?
Stanley... É você?
You do know.
Por que você
Why
briga
are
com
you always
Tobias?
picking on Tobias?
Just take a look at him. If he was any dumber, he'd be eating out of a trough with the pigs. You know he
Tadinho.
talks to animals. He talks to his mutts like they understand him. He'd be better off barking and pissing on the fence like them. But when we manage to get him drunk, now that's fun.
Tobias goes drinking with you?
No, but all you have to do is give him wine and tell him it's apple cider. A little of that and he's completely wasted. Then you should see the shit he gets up to. The
Meu
last time
Deus.
that idiot almost drowned because he went to fish the moon out of the pond. We told him it was a silver platter.
É...
If you think that's fine entertainment, I'll stay out of it.
A good thing too. You're not from around here, so keep your opinions to yourself.
Do you want to fight?
Sure, I could go for one. Do you have money to bet?
Of course.
I'm glad to hear it. Get ready.
Eu acho
we
que
can
não
get
tem como
started.
dar um... Como fala? Como dar uma lição nele pra ele parar de...
Should I call you a priest? Or your ma? Sacre! I reckon I cut off more than I could chew. You really know how to fight.
Thanks for the fight.
Here's your bet, and a little on top. I don't like giving it up, but I keep my word. And don't forget to go and see Tomlin. His jaw's gonna drop when he hears some out of town and kicked all our asses.
Tá bom, volte até o Tomlin. Eu só me lavar? Credo, a gente lutou num chiqueiro. Não, não é você. É você.
I beat all your men.
Well, I'm jiggered. But I'm impressed. You're good. Here you go. We know how to appreciate a good fighter here. And in Kuttenberg, they fight in a tavern called the Hole in the Wall.
Buraco na
The
parede.
name suits it perfectly. So don't expect to be treated kindly.
That sounds worse. But I'll see. Maybe I'll go there and take a look sometime.
Oh, by the way, Darling was looking for you. Go and see him. He'll be glad. See you later.
O querido? Ah, o querido tem missão. Será que é o que eu estou pensando? Vamos dar um jeito no cara? Será? Opa! Não pisei, né? Não. Seria falta de educação, né?
Henry?
Oi!
Do you need something of me?
Well, I wanted to ask you for something.
O quê?
Pray tell. What's it about?
You wouldn't want to have another bout, would you?
Right now?
Não?
Well, yeah.
Por quê? Um momento de
I already
fama.
beat you. And Tuma and Stanley, too.
Exactly. So I figured that if I beat you now, you'll still win overall. But if Stanley saw me beat someone that kicked his ass, maybe he'd leave me alone.
And do you think you'd stand a chance to beat me?
Well, that's just it. I'd need you to help me a little.
Look, wouldn't you rather learn how to fight properly? I'll be happy to train you.
I don't know if it's a good idea. Auntie says I'm a little slow.
You manage. Knocking someone's teeth out is actually pretty simple. And you've got the strength of 3 men. So there's nothing for you to be afraid of.
Well, all right.
Você está praticando com Tobias.
I can't anymore.
Me neither. Let's take a break.
Caraca.
Think I stand a chance against Stanley now?
Definitely a better chance than if you pretended to beat me, but still knew nothing. I'm not saying you'll beat him to a pulp now, but at least you should be able to hit back.
Thanks, Emery. You're a true friend.
You're welcome.
Hey, do you like horses or dogs?
Sim.
Of course I do.
Me too. I knew right away you like animals. I can tell. Come see me in Grun sometime. I'll take care of the horses and hands, and I'll tell you all about them.
Ah, ele vira mestre de habilidade. Um momento de fama. Ah, ele vira mestre de habilidade. Isso é legal. Pô, esses mestres de habilidade ajudam muito a gente upar as coisas. Principalmente, às vezes, algumas coisas que a gente não tá fazendo, entendeu?
You said you could teach me something.
Well,
you take care of dogs and horses here, right?
Aye, they're my favourite. They're kind. They don't hurt you or curse you when you mess something up. And when you're sad, they look at you with those big eyes of theirs. They don't even need to say anything. Yet you feel better right away.
You see? I'm sure you know a few tricks.
Can I have a few groschen for my trouble?
Of course. Tit for tat.
Thanks. So, what do you want to know?
Uia! Adestramento e equitação. Eu tenho grana pra isso.
And what if my dog doesn't listen to me? It's like he...
They do that when they think they can get away with it. But my aunt always says, a dog is like his master. If you've got the time, I'll teach you.
Oi. E aí? Como vão as coisas?
Innkeep?
Shitty. Absolutely shitty, just so you know.
Nossa.
Exactly same shit as yesterday. And I can't wait to see how shitty it's going to be tomorrow.
Que tá acontecendo?
What happened?
Ugh. A pack of filth has taken a liking to my tavern. They come in here like they own the place. Make a mess and steal. They hold nothing sacred. The poor women have to lock themselves away. They're godless swine.
And the guards do nothing about it?
Phew. Without orders, they won't do a thing. And Lord Buresh, who pulls the strings round here, may be a good customer, but won't lift a finger as the year is long.
And how many of them are there? Maybe I could help you get rid of them. For a few groschen.
Lad, you'd need a company of pikemen for that. There's only 6 or 7 that come in here. But I hear they have a camp in the woods, and who knows how many of them are there.
So a large band.
A band of brutes, led by a fella they call Eggman. And he's a right brute. Former soldier, they say.
Ovo choco.
What kind of a name is that?
They say he can crack your head open like an egg with a single blow. But I figure it's because he stinks like a rotten egg. Got breath like a beggar's ballsack. I can always smell his band coming a mile away.
I'll take care of that riffraff.
By yourself? What are you gonna do?
These bands usually don't last long without a leader. I suspect if I get rid of Eggman, the others will leave you be.
Damn it, lad. You certainly have some courage. Taking them on alone. But if you managed, it would help me greatly.
You said something about a camp where they hide. Do you know where it is?
Yeah. But they're always yelling at me to go and get them there, if I've got the balls. You must go northwest from the village, across a stream and then around the big yard where the smelters are. A bit further, still in the same direction, is a little woods in the middle of a meadow. That's where those bastards hide.
Hold on. I know that camp.
Really?
And there used to be an odd group there. Also bandits, led by a fellow with an arrow in his head. But they're long gone. Your Eggman must have occupied it after them.
Well, excellent. Then you know where to go. But there's still one more thing. I got myself a little potion. I wanted to pour it into their drinks. Next time those swine show themselves. You know what I mean, right? To get rid of them. Maybe you'll find it handy.
Fine. I'll take it. Anything else?
Yeah. Once you take care of Eggman, bring me some proof. Not that I don't trust you, just so I can sleep calmly at night.
Fear not. I'm thorough at my work. And what kind of proof do you have in mind?
I'll leave that up to you. You'll certainly think of something. Just don't bring me any cut-off ears. Got it? So, good luck, and be careful.
Tá bom. Algo de podre. Moço,
What would you like, friend?
já comprei coisa aqui. Ah, não, eu já comprei coisa aqui. Tem alguma coisa de novo na região?
Nothing much, really. If you're looking for a job, try your luck elsewhere.
É, porque você acabou de me passar um e eu preciso ver o outro também. Mas antes... É, o acampamento. Mate o ovo choco. Caraca, esses bandidos eles não desistem. Já é o terceiro líder já. É o terceiro líder já. É o mesmo cara do que coisou a flecha na cabeça. Que a gente ajudou. E aí depois ele morreu. Aí a gente teve que desenterrar. E aí depois o outro idiota queria também tomar uma flecha na cabeça pensando que ia ficar que nem outro. Com sorte e tudo mais. Bem que o outro não tinha sorte nenhuma, que morreu, né? Mas tudo bem. Ele só pensou que era um feiticeiro. Né? Agora vem um terceiro. Eu só espero que não tenha um quarto. Que é muita insistência desse bando. Vamos eliminar tudo de uma vez logo. Na verdade, eu derramei o veneno, mas eu não sei se tem uma necessidade assim. Eu vou me livrar desse daqui já. Montante de duelo. Caramba, como é que um cara desse tá com uma espada assim? Isso. Comam, seus merdas. Comam.
Huh?
Acho que eu vou esperar mais um pouquinho. Talvez até de manhã. Aí eu meto a armadura e elimino o que resta. Vamos ver? Nossa, não deu certo. Caraca.
Get over here, quick! I'll get you!
Vem.
Alert! To arms!
É porque eu acho que nem todos comem.
I'm all yours.
Mas tem menos.
Fuck you. Right on the noggin.
Anda, meu filho, clica.
Tough shit, fucker.
I'll rip your ass open.
Show your...
Prontinho. Bem, se ele falou que tinha 7... Sinal que deu certo. Tá. Pera aí. Cadê?
Oh, so hungry I could eat a horse.
Pirote eu quase não tô usando. Arma de coisa. Tá, tá tudo vermelho. Beleza, obrigado. É, foi 1, 2, 3, 4. Ovo choco. Chapéu do ovo choco. É, os caras não... Eles não comeram. Não adiantou nada colocar. Por isso que eu falo, melhor, como fala. Melhor na furtividade mesmo.
God be with you. What would you like?
So I was in Eggman's camp.
Damn. I'm glad you're still alive. Was it bad there? What about Eggman?
You need not fear him any longer. It's taken care of.
Todos dessa
I brought you
vez.
his hat, so you'll believe me.
Fuck's sake. That's Eggman's pilgrim hat.
He was a pilgrim.
Bollocks! He was a murderer, but that band of his caught a pilgrim. They forced him to walk around the camp until he collapsed from exhaustion. Just like that. For entertainment. Can you believe it? Then Eggman stole his hat.
Damn. Well, now it's yours.
Agora é seu.
Thanks. I'll wear it in honor of that poor, tormented fellow.
And how about holding a mass for that pilgrim? If he suffered so much on this earth, you could help him on his way to God, right?
That's a very good idea. Thanks, friend. Here's your reward. You deserved it. And may God be with you.
Amém. Algo de podre. Agora temos mais uma missão em algum canto que eu tenho que ver onde que tá. Será que é aqui? Pera aí.
Really need to eat something.
Eu sei que você precisa comer alguma coisa, mas vamos pegar o... Vamos pegar a missão primeiro. Licença. Ah, a pessoa deve estar dentro. Não, a pessoa não tá aqui. Pera, é a vaca?
Wait.
Ah,
Please.
eu pensei que era a vaca. Tá, calma.
Grosh told me over a few beers that you had a thing with someone from Horshan, and your husband got battered because of it.
Merciful Mary, so Grosh has been blabbing about me to God knows who. The shame of it.
Pois
I'll
é.
have you know I did no such thing. I'm an honest woman.
My apologies. I'm merely repeating what I heard. So how are things between you?
There's a powerful protective charm I desperately need. A thunderstone. It's a great rarity. But Tomlin Bruthans from Horshan has one. He just won't let me have it. The thing is, he sometimes wages it in fights.
I see. Now it all makes sense to me. So that's why your husband fought him.
Exactly. You see, nothing dishonest. But Stimir is feeling ashamed that young Bruthans gave him a thrashing.
What is a thunderstone?
Well, they're formed when there's a violent storm with forks of lightning and peals of thunder. The biggest of these are thunderstones. They fall from the sky with a mighty boom and burrow deep into the earth. After a while, they work their way back up to the surface. And if you're lucky, that's where you'll find them.
É bem capaz que seja de vidro, porque se um raio atingir uma região que tem areia, ele pode criar vidro. Porque a areia, como fala, a areia com uma temperatura muito alta pode acabar se transformando em vidro. Ou uma espécie de vidro. Então provavelmente é isso. Essa pedra trovão, então, é onde o raio cai num negócio de areia. E aí transforma em pedra. Na verdade não é uma pedra, é um vidro. Pra que serve?
What can these stones do?
Well, lots of things. If you have one, it protects you from all harm, helps you in battle, and brings good luck. It also wards off and cures diseases. And if you put it into the rafters of your cottage, you'll be protected from fire and all manner of other calamities.
What does the thunderstone look like?
Well, from what I saw of Tomlin's, it's the size of a grown man's fist, perhaps a tad bigger, sort of elongated and curiously shaped. It's flat on one side and has a round hole through the middle.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you want me to fight Tomlin and win the stone for you?
Well, yeah. And I know I'm asking a lot, but I'm really desperate. And I have no one else to turn to. I prayed fervently to the Virgin Mary and implored her for help. And now you've shown up. Besides, by the looks of you, you have the strength of a bull, perhaps two. So she surely sent you to help me.
Pra que você
Why
quer
are you
pedra?
so desperate for this piece of rock?
That's my business.
Look, if I'm to help you, I need to know what you're going to do with this stone. I don't want to get caught up in any witchcraft.
This is no witchcraft. It's just... Fine. Listen, I'm afraid for my child. And myself. All my babies died shortly after birth. Bless their souls. And birthing is very hard for me. I nearly died last time. The stone has the power to help me and protect my next infant. That's why I want it.
All right. I'll help with your trouble.
Mary, Mother of Mercy, thanks be to the both of you. This means so much to me.
Save your thanks for when I bring it to you.
I shall. Don't you worry about that. We've got some groschen put by, so you'll be handsomely rewarded. I'm also on good terms with Hannah, so I could put a word in for you at the stud farm. She'll give a generous discount if you want to buy a horse from her. And I'll pray and intercede for you, I swear.
All right. You have yourself a deal. I'll go to Horshan and take on that Tomlin fellow.
God bless you. The Broadhands have a big farm. There's a wayside shrine in front of the gate and an orchard out the back. That's where you should find him. But be careful and don't underestimate him. The stone has great power and it won't be easy. Take care now.
Ok. Pedra Trovão, missão secundária iniciada. Então vamos ter que voltar pra Roshan. Eu acho que só tem essa daqui agora pra gente. Entendeu? Só tem essa. E aí depois eu vou vir pra cá. Entendeu? Aí depois de tudo aqui... Eu não sei se desbugou, se não desbugar... Ah, tem pit coisa. A gente vai pra pit coisa. Depois de pit coisa, a gente volta pra Kuttenberg. Então... Vamos vir pra cá.
Greetings. Do you
Oi.
need something?
Hey, Tomlin. People around here tell me you have a thunderstone.
People say all sorts of things.
They also say if I beat you in a fight, it's mine.
Those days are over. There was a time I'd put it up for grabs in fights with cocky fools. That much is true. I even had a couple of craftsmen come from the burg to try their luck. But everyone got a thrashing. Well, then I decided to retire. It didn't seem right. And my conscience was getting the better of me. Well, as for you, you've cut the locals down to size. Impressive work. So there's nothing here for you now. But if those fists of yours are still itching, you could try your luck over in Miskovitz. Blood runs hot in those lads, so you'll fit right in like a thumb up an arse. And if you're as stupid as you are brave, there's a shit pit in the burg they call the Hole. They're hard as nails there. Beat the shit out of each other with iron gloves. Fucked up if you ask me, but each to his own.
Look,
Quero
that's
enfrentar
all
você
very
pela
well,
pedra.
but it's you I'm here to fight. For the Thunderstone.
Fuck's sake. You're a bleeding half-wit, aren't ya? Let's try again. I'm not fighting for the stone anymore. I found it. It's mine. I'm keeping it.
But Kona from Grund really needs the stone.
Yeah, I know. She came by. And I told her, as I've told everyone else, that I found the stone, so by rights, it's mine. Not just anyone can find a stone like that. Only a person it's destined for. It wouldn't be right to give it to someone else. That would be tempting fate, and nothing good would come of it.
I challenge you to a fight. Let's fight for the Thunderstone. Or have I made you shit your brays?
The only shit being spouted here is from your mouth. You know you can't win, don't ya? No one's beaten me for as long as I can remember. And besides, I have the stone. So just back off and forget about it. I'm doing you a favor. Because I want to spare you the embarrassment and some pretty fucking
Esse cara tá se achando muito.
Look here, big man. I kicked the arses of Stanley and all the others here, with my finger up my nose at that. So I reckon you'll be soft as shit too. But to give the devil his due, I'd still like to find out for myself.
Yeah, I get it. You're provoking me. Nice try. All right, have it your way. If there's one thing I really hate, it's arrogant, cocky outsiders who think they know it all. Prepare for a beating. You know the rules. No armor. Strip down to your waist. Then we'll meet in the pen. You'll place your wager against the stone, and then you'll get an ass kicking.
Eita preula. A gente vai precisar de uma coisinha assim mais... Deixa eu só salvar o jogo ou qualquer coisa. É porque a gente realmente precisa dessa pedra.
I'm ready for this. How about you?
Always.
You've got the stone?
Don't you worry about that. I don't expect to part with it anyway. I'm looking forward to taking your coin instead. Have you got enough?
Here it is. I'm no cheat.
Trust, but back it up with proof, I always say. Well, we have everything we need. Let me just take off my coat and we'll get started. Oh. Ha-ha! You never saw that coming.
Give it all you've got. Come on. Give it all you've got.
That was something. Show your stuff. Fuck me. You're quite the fighter.
Pior que ele também é bonzinho.
I beat you. The prize is mine.
Yeah, you did. But it was close. I almost had you myself.
Close? Not one bit. I was all over you from the start.
Bollocks you were.
Chega.
You're just lucky I fucked up my back yesterday.
No need to be so upset. It's not so bad. Just a little embarrassment and a few bruises, right? But let's not waste time. You owe me my money back, and the stone along with it.
You'll get your money back, goes without saying. Here you are.
Perfect. What about the stone?
Well, I can't give you that. Because I don't have it.
What?
Ah,
But
tá
the
me
stone was your
zoando.
stake.
No, it wasn't. It was your idea that if you won, I'd give you the stone. I didn't actually promise
da
you
mãe.
anything like that.
Look, you yokel prick. Don't twist this. You tried to hoodwink me, and now you're playing word games.
I suppose it was a bit sneaky of me. But what the hell? I figured if you were up for a fight, I'd at least make a groschen or two out of it. I just wasn't expecting to lose. That's all.
But people said you have a thunderstone. So it's all horseshit.
No, it wasn't made up. I really did find a thunderstone. And I had it right up until the other day when it was stolen. I didn't want word to get out because I'd look like a right fool. so I acted like nothing happened. I'm sorry for leading you on. I didn't mean any harm.
Quem roubou de
Do
você?
you have any idea who might have stolen it from you?
If you ask me, it was that Hansel from Rabosh and his little mate Peter. They were ever so curious about it right before it disappeared.
All right. I'll have a look for them.
Well, when you get to Rabosh, take the main road away from the fortress until you reach the first farm on the right. There are hired hands there. That much I found out. If you find the stone, please bring it back to me. I'll make sure you're well rewarded. You have my word. I was the one who found it, so by rights, it's mine. It was destined for me. To mess with fate would only bring bad luck and misfortune.
Tell me, how did you come by the stone in the first place?
That's a secret.
If you came by it honestly, why be so secretive about it?
I'm not hiding anything. I'm just not one to brag, that's all. And until it's back in my hands, I don't want to talk about it.
I can appreciate that, but sharing a story isn't exactly bragging.
All right, then. I found it a couple of years back in a field outside Billany. On the way to Wizard the Quarry. You probably know the place. I was going to take a shortcut through the woods, but there'd been a hell of a storm about a week before. It tore off roofs, carried away some shepherds' huts, even toppled the tower on those fortifications at Kuttenberg. And it very nearly flushed us out of here too. A proper act of God it was. Well, the forest was a complete mess, so I couldn't go that way. So I decided I'd go through the field. And all of a sudden, I stumble over something. And what do I see? A thunderstone right under my foot. Stroke of luck it was.
Não vou discutir com ele. A pedra não tá com ele. Então a gente vai... outro canto. Vamos pegar ela, que a gente tem que ajudar a menina lá. Mas não só isso. Eu preciso me recuperar também. É você, né?
my friend.
I need to find a thunderstone, and I heard you might know of one.
Oh, yeah? Who told you that, then?
Mandaria-lhe uma taverna.
Tomlin over Horsham Way told me you pinched his thunderstone. You and some Hensel fellow. So you better come clean before I let Tomlin beat the truth out of you.
Fuck me! So Bruthan's made you his lackey? As if that stone hasn't caused enough trouble already.
Watch your tongue. I'm no one's lackey. And you, go on. What happened with the stone?
We fucked up. And all because of that stupid stone. I wish we'd never taken it.
So Tomlin was right. It was you. Where's the stone now?
I haven't the faintest. It was all Hensel's idea, and he had it on him the whole time. And before you ask, no, Hensel's not here. Andrew is holding him captive.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm missing something here, and it's not just the stone. So tell me, what the fuck happened?
We wanted to butcher Andrew Ramhead's band of pillagers, but that's easier said than done. So Hensel got the idea that we could borrow Tomlin Bruthan's magic stone from him to help us fight them like, but Tomlin wasn't having it, so we filched it without him knowing, and then set off after those bandits. But everything went to shit. They caught Hensel and almost killed me and Stislav. So, you come a bit late for that fucking stone. Not that it brought us any luck anyway. If I were you, I'd give it up as a lost cause.
Who is this Andrew Ramhead?
A mercenary commander from King Sigismund's army. He's been ordered to guard the roads with his men. Or so he says. But apart from that, they also carry out raids, rob the people, mug merchants and steal cattle. And they make the peasants pay tribute. And of course, after our fuck-up, they've turned the screws and are demanding even more. Another reason for everyone round here to hate me.
How did your assault go?
Hensel led the way. There was him, me, and Stislav. We wore padded doublets and took hunting knives and axes. Stislav had a bow too. We got within earshot when it all went to shit. Stislav stumbled and yelped. Then they noticed us. After that, everything happened so fast. We charged at them, Hensel up front with us behind. Arrows started raining down. They all missed Hensel, but I was shot in the arm. It hurt like hell. I was screaming and scared shitless. So I took to my heels. I met back here with Stislav. They chased him, but he being so lightly dressed and them in armor, they couldn't keep up.
How many of them were there?
I'd say 5, 6.
You went up against 6 of them?
Of course not.
Sounds
We
local.
waited for some of them to go on patrol. That left just 3, though heavily armored they were. If we'd caught them by surprise, it might have worked.
Why did you want to kill them?
Why? To stop them doing mischief round here. We wanted to help the village. We could hide in fear and moan, or do something about it. And we
Fazer
also
merda.
wanted to make a bit of a name for ourselves
Ótima
among the
opção.
locals.
That was pretty foolish.
You don't say. You think I haven't heard enough of that?
Where's Stislav, anyway?
I don't know. He was a bundle of nerves after what happened. Packed up and left. I've no idea where he went, and I don't blame him. I'm not exactly doing great myself. It really pissed Andrew off, and now he's even nastier to the villagers than before.
What about the Lord in these parts? I mean, there's a fortress here, so he must have plenty of men-at-arms.
Well, the Lord has decreed that no action is to be taken. He says it's better to put up with these fuckers than to flush them out, because that might raise King Sigismund's hackles and he'd only dispatch more troops. That's what I heard, anyway.
Where can I find this, Andrew?
Are you fucking with me?
No. I'm sorry about what happened to you, but I badly need to find that stone. You don't just lose something like that. And from what you said, it seems I don't have much choice.
I'm telling you, that stone's cursed. Weren't you listening to me?
Can you hear yourself? You attacked a band of hardened mercenaries. Anyone else would have paid for that with their life, but not one of you was killed. Not to mention that this Hensel, the one with the stone, wasn't hit by a single arrow. But you were.
Sakura, I never thought of it that way. You know, you might be right.
You see? Now tell me where this camp of theirs is.
You'll come across some ponds between Raborj and Bohunjovic. Near one of them, there's a fork where wayfarers sometimes camp if they're stuck for a place to stay. From that fork, follow the water downstream, and you should find the ruins of an old mill.
And that's where they're holding Hensel? The one with the stone?
Yeah, there. But if I were you, I'd stay off the path. Take the hill and nip through the woods. You'll get to some rocks overlooking the mill. You'll have a bird's eye view of everything from there. That's the way we went too. But make sure they don't spot you. There's a good chance they've upped their guard after our attack.
Sound advice. Thanks.
Look, what's your plan anyway?
Well, I'm thinking if I can find Andrew, I'll find Hensel. And then I'll finally get to the bottom of this shit with the Thunderstone.
Just be careful, because Andrew's a cunning fucker. Look, since you're going there anyway, I know I'm not in a position to ask you for anything, but still, do you think you could rescue Hensel?
Why doesn't the local lord do it?
'Cause he doesn't give a shit, for Christ's sake. He cares nothing for the likes of us, understand? Hensel's just a stable boy who toils with his hands. No lord's going to do a deal with Andrew for him.
And how, pray, do you expect me to do that?
I don't know, just something. 'Cause if you don't, I don't know who will. Andrew's a greedy bastard. Some coin might do it. Or you could sneak in quietly and slip back out with Hensel.
How about I just kill them all?
I thought best not to suggest that. You know how we ended up. But, you know, whatever you think's best. It's just, they're pretty tough and well-armed, you know.
I'll manage somehow. But the whole thing's getting so messy, it's almost like the stone's power is interfering somehow. But if I find a way, I'll help Hensel.
Thank you so much. May all the saints be with you, and I hope you have better luck than we did.
Meu Deus, mais confusão. Encontre o acampamento militar.
I'm all yours.
Pronto, um já foi.
Somebody kill that son. You'll pay for that. Show what you're made of.
We're gonna gut you, you horseman.
Useless. Slice him up.
I'm all yours. Fist fight, eh? You prick. I'll show you. Fuck you.
Watch out! I can't get a shot in.
Take that, you shit.
Fuck, come on, I can't see
I'll
it.
shoot you an extra asshole.
Tá bom, já que é assim.
Watch out! Watch our name.
Olha, peguei um ponto que dá pra eu fazer isso. Que legal, eu adoro quando dá pra fazer isso. Porque eu consigo praticar um pouco de arco e flecha. Licença. Pronto. Vamos lá. Sei lá, o escudo dele é bonito. Parte, Groschen, coisa de Lebne, Pirote, água, Vitalis, hidromel, Groschen. Flecha, virote, Groschen, ferro, coisinha. Beleza. Você, virote, braço de brigandina. Perneira de brigandina. Capacete de rodel. Pô, é bonitinho esse capacete. Depois eu vejo se compensa. Groschen. Não. Não. Aliás. Obrigado. Nuts. Groschen. É, tem bastante coisa que dá pra pegar daqui. Licença. Licença. Hidromel. Caraca, tá chovendo dentro. É, vocês estão com... Como fala? Vocês estão com umas infiltração aqui, hein? Calma, meu filho. Calma, que eu já vou. Calma. Olha, tem uns aqui mimindo.
Get over here! Enough! I give up!
Não, quero você, eu quero baú. Ui, pera aí. Pera aí que eu tenho que jogar você fora. Tá. Martelo, pavese, virote. Material de fixação. E você tem o que de bom? Groshen, dado favorável. Ok. Cadê o cara?
We're all the same. Don't leave me here. Please, untie me.
Pera aí.
Christ almighty, you stormed in on them like you were the Archangel Michael himself. Thanks for getting me out of here.
Pera aí, meu filho, pera aí. Pera aí. Eu não posso correr. Eu tô cheio de loot. Calma aí. Vem aqui, desgrampa. Meu Deus. É, chega, já tá todo mundo morto. Pra que você vai fugir mais ainda? Isso daí tá fugindo da própria fuga. Caraca, ele vai me fazer ir pra cidade a pé? Não dá pra eu soltar uns negócios no cachorro ou no cavalo não e ficar mais de boa? Pera aí.
You alright?
Chega.
Yeah, I am. All things considered. Thanks for rescuing me. You have no idea how grateful I am. God knows what they would have done to me in the end. All that aside, who are you, anyway?
Henry.
I'm Hensel, and I owe you big time, Henry. Though, in all honesty, I'm not sure why I was worth all that trouble. But grateful nonetheless.
Peter told me what happened.
Peter? Well, thank the saints for him. So he's safe and sound, is he?
In a manner of speaking. He got shot, but nothing serious.
What about Stislav?
From what I hear, Stislav made it out unscathed too. But what happened scared him so much he scarpered.
Sakura. At least he's alive. I was worried about them both. It's all my fault, you know. I dread to think what could have happened to him.
Listen, it wasn't exactly by chance that I ran into Peter either. I was looking for you in the village because of the Thunderstone you stole from Tomlin in Horsham, who, by the way, is royally fucking upset with you.
Well, I suppose I would be too if I were him. I have to say, The whole Thunderstone idea was the stupidest I've ever had. It brought us no luck, no protection. The opposite, in fact.
Let's forget that for a moment. What I really need to know is where the stone ended up.
You'll be surprised to hear. Ramed snatched it from me when I was captured. He didn't believe it had any powers, but he has a nose for money. That's all that matters to him. From what I heard, he sold it in Sukdal to some farmer's wife, I think he said, Mlada or something. Well, from the edge of the village.
Sakra. That stone really is cursed. Well, there's nothing for it. I'm off to Sukdal.
Hold your horses. That wasn't the only thing I heard. There's this pond below Raborsh, right? And on the bank, across from the village, there's a small crag. Somewhere around there, they hid some of their spoils.
Well, they hid it all right, but not well enough.
What? You filched Andrew's stash? Well, good for you. Serves the bastard right. I was gonna cast an eye there myself, but I see there's no need to bother now. Well, thanks again for everything. God be with you, wherever you may go.
Obrigado, tio. Agora... vamos ter que vir pra cá. Pergunte a Madla sobre a Pedra do Trovão. Você.
Good evening to you.
I heard you bought a Thunderstone from Andrew Ramhead. Is that so?
Well, it is. What's it to you?
Andrew Ramhead took it from Hensel from Raborsh, who in turn stole it from Tomlin Brookhans down Horshan way.
And? I don't know those people. Even if it's true, I knew nothing about it. I bought the stone fair and square, and for good money. My husband's gravely ill and nothing's helping. The stone is to heal him.
And what ails your husband?
Peter went to lie down one afternoon and he hasn't budged since. He's not eating, and he's barely talking to anyone. What's worse, soon after he took ill, a Minerva owl perched on the roof one evening.
E o que isso significa?
Minerva owl? I assume that doesn't bode well, does it?
No, not at all. An owl on your roof means death is closing in.
Tadinha da
That's why I need
coruja.
the stone. If it weren't for the stone, I'm sure Peter would be gone by now.
So am I to understand that if your husband heals, you won't need the stone?
Well, a stone like this is a precious thing. It can still protect us from all manner of misfortune.
But you bought it to save your husband.
That may be, but I'll not be wanting to lose that stone.
How about this? I'll try to help your husband, and if I succeed, you'll gift me the stone.
Why would I do that? The stone is bound to help him.
What if the power of the stone brought me here to help your husband?
I hadn't thought of it like that.
So, how about we make a deal?
All right, but only if you help him.
Of course. I'll take a look at him and see what I can do.
And please hurry. With that owl and everything, I'm quite sure the Reaper's nearby. You'll find Peter in his room.
All right. I'll take a look at him and see if there's anything I can do. It's usually a good idea to speak to others who are close to the sufferer. That may be able to explain a few things, especially if the patient himself isn't very communicative.
Aha. I see you really have done this before. I'm starting to believe that stone really did draw you here. So, ask around on the farm if you need to. We'll all be at your service.
Perfect. I'll get on with it. And I'd better check the whole room, just in case.
Do whatever it takes to help Peter.
Can you think of something that might help me heal?
Primo nin nocere.
I can't. I'm desperate myself. I've tried just about everything. Peter is just an ordinary cooper. We've lived here for years. We go to church. My husband doesn't travel outside the village often. This last time he had some business in Pechkau, near Colin, but he came back empty-handed. Breathless and confused. He was fumbling around here for a few days, not doing his job, just spending time in his workshop. Lord knows what he was doing in there. Then he went to bed, and since then, he's just been lying there. He doesn't eat. Not even the potions are helping. He doesn't sleep a wink at night. At least, I don't think he does. If I stopped sleeping too, our homestead would fall apart.
I'll ask him why he can't sleep. What's tormenting him?
Try that. He won't speak to me about anything. It's as if he was keeping secrets from me. Or maybe just protecting me from something. With you and have a pleasant evening.
Pronto, agora pode se levantar da sua... Pode levantar da sua mesa. Quer dizer, sair da mesa. Levantar da mesa, ela já tá na mesa já. Tá. Cadê a criatura?
Go on.
Oi, criatura. Vamos lá. Fale-me.
My name is Henry. I'm here to help you.
Another poor bloke that's to deal with me, as if Nada didn't have enough on her plate already.
I'll try to figure out what's wrong with you. Don't be alarmed. I need to take a closer look. Let's see. No swelling. No cancer on the skin. Does this hurt?
Nothing hurts.
Your palms are cold. Your muscles are tense. And your heart's pounding so hard you could hear it all the way to Prague. You seem like you're ready to fight. Or flee.
They're getting close now.
Who is?
The soldiers. Sigismund's men.
Well, physically, you seem fine, Peter. It's strange.
I'm a weakling. A weakling.
I'll examine you. Just by eye. Pale skin.
Parece algum trauma.
Dark circles under the eyes. A downcast expression on the face. I don't see any bruises. A few calluses and cuts on the hands. Nothing unusual for a craftsman after a hard day in the workshop.
I told you. I'm not in any pain. Just let me lie here.
Irritability. No foul odor. Bodily humors aren't leaking. And you aren't bleeding.
But I will when Sigismund's horde gets here.
Why would Sigismund attack Suchtal?
He does as he pleases. You have no idea how many villages he's plundered already.
I reckon attacking a village protected by a fortress is the last thing Sigismund would want to do now.
The fortress is what's bothering him. That's why he'll destroy it. And us with it.
I don't know about that.
Você dorme pouco à noite?
What are your nights like? Mlada said you don't sleep much.
I just stare at the wall. I try to sleep during the day. But it's not much better.
Well, it's certainly no fever or pain that's ailing you. I assume it's dark thoughts that keep you up at night.
I can't fall asleep. Because of all the noblemen who keep coming to Lord Pisek's fortress. I'm always hearing hoofbeats. And they startle me.
So Lord Pisek likes to host nobles at his fortress? What's so unusual about that?
And what do you think they're doing here, eh? Preparing for war. That's what.
If Lord Pisek was about to go to war, he'd be gathering a lot more men here than a couple of nobles.
Folk ought to be scared to leave the village. Mezoles is gone. And when I saw Opatovitz, Suchtol is next. I'm sure of it.
Resumir o
What am I gonna do
exame.
with you, Peter?
Níveis anormais de ansiedade.
There's nothing wrong with you physically, so it must be an ailment of the soul. The chamomile decoctions will help calm your mind, but you'll have to change your diet as well, so you don't just drink potions. And last but not least, some words of encouragement wouldn't be amiss. You'll be back on your feet in no time. I'll get things ready and be back soon. Peter, let's talk about how we can help you. I have some suggestions for treatment.
I'm listening.
Primeiro entregar a mistura de
You should drink
camomila.
the chamomile decoction.
Great. Another potion.
This one will help you sleep. Once your body gets used to sleeping at night and staying awake during the day, you'll feel much better. You'll see. Proper sleep will chase away the gloom. And if restlessness tries to take hold of you again, your body will have the strength to fight it. Every morning you'll be stronger and stronger until you're able to work again.
Chá de camomila faz milagres. Sugerir
You need to
mudanças na
start eating
dieta.
again, even if you don't have an appetite. First, ask Mlada to get you some honey and add it to your gruel.
You think some honey is gonna save me?
It'll give you stamina without irritating your stomach, first of all. But you have to admit Mother Nature has it well thought out. Where bloodwort helps with bleeding and feverfew with fevers, honey coats your humours so that they can't get out of balance so easily. Any melancholia wanting to take hold of you would have to make its way through thick honey, so it could hardly get from your stomach to your head. And soon you'll be as busy as a bee again, and getting on swimmingly. Which brings me to my next piece of advice. Start eating fish more regularly. Some nice fatty ones, ideally. Fat in the belly will surely stop gloom from getting through. Same as with the honey.
I suppose that makes sense.
Conselho de como lidar com o medo. Não fuja da luta, não tenha medo de fugir, não tenha medo de
Listen,
fugir.
Peter. I know you're worried about the army that's set up camp over the hill. That's why I'd like to tell you something from the heart. If you're scared of Sigismund's soldiers, trust me when I tell you. When you're caught between a rock and a hard place, there's no shame in running. It doesn't make you a coward. On the contrary, you're smart enough to realize there's nothing you can do. You can always come back later when you have the advantage and deal a bigger blow to the enemy.
I just want Mlada to be safe.
Then keep reminding yourself of that. Look at me, a blacksmith's son. Why do you think I am who I am now? Because I realised I'll be of no help to my friends and family if I die for some foolish sense of honour.
You're right. I can't leave Mlada in this alone.
Don't be afraid to see the bigger picture. Even of the things you're worried about right now.
Orar. Não lançar o feitiço não, né? Menos orar.
A bit of prayer won't hurt. Lord, have mercy on Peter here, and lift from him the weight of his affliction. For you have laid upon him this affliction to try him. And you see that Peter, O Lord, endures your trial patiently and without contradiction. Unless you, O Lord, relieve Peter of his illness, no physician in the world can. I beg of you, O Lord, heal his soul and let his body once again find its lost balance. Amen.
Amen.
Amém. Terminar o tratamento.
Well then, I've tried my best, and I hope it's helped at least a little. I'll come back in a few days and see how you and Mlada are doing.
Grate Peter, aguarde para ver o tratamento, se o tratamento funciona. Vamos aguardar para verificar as coisas, sim. É muito da hora eles terem colocado essas missõezinhas da gente tratar os outros, entendeu? Ele diagnostica e faz o tratamento. Porque ele aprendeu bastante coisa, entendeu? Ao longo de toda a aventura. Deu muito livro de medicina para se tratar. E é claro, tipo, ajudou a curar os pacientes do monastério no primeiro. Ajudou a salvar a Meroyed. Não é pouca coisa não, entendeu? Ele passou um tempo no monastério. Oi.
How is Peter doing?
Henry, it helped. Peter got up in the morning and went straight to work. I can tell he's still fighting something in his head, though. He looks fearfully to the horizon, but hopefully things will get better with time.
Vai ficar assim.
It won't go away as quickly as it came, but we'll get through it somehow.
Just keep giving him hope.
I will. You can count on it.
I'm glad I could help. But don't forget our deal. The Thunderstone is mine now.
But the stone helped, Peter. We need it, and I'll never be able to afford another one. It'll protect our homestead. And what if Peter's illness returns? Then I'll need the stone again.
Ela pode ajudar outras pessoas.
The stone has great power, but it's used up all the strength it had for you. Now it's time for it to help others.
You're right. Here, it's rightfully yours. It's hard to give it up, knowing how much I spent on it. That's why I can't give you anything else as a reward right now. But believe me, I'll spread the word of how you helped us around the village.
Thank you. That's good enough for me.
Take care.
Primo Ninosere. Temos a Pedra do Trovão. Nossa, ela é muito esquisita. Eu tô achando que isso... Não, eu tô achando que isso foi fabricado. Sério. É muito certinho. Onde é que tá mesmo? A gente pode devolver pro Trolling ou a gente vai dar pra Kona? Pra Kona. A Kona é mais importante. É a missão. Jovem garota. Minha filha, se você me assaltar, você vai...
And here I was thinking you'd never come.
Quem és tu?
You sure it's me you're waiting for?
You and no other.
Eu conheço você?
Do we know each other? You don't look familiar.
No, we don't. But we were destined to meet.
What do you mean?
I dreamt about you on St. John's Eve, and then again a few more times.
O que você quer de mim?
All right. What is it you need?
What do you think? A groom?
Oi?
Are you confusing me with someone else?
Oh no, I had a dream about you, and you looked exactly like this. Those eyes, the hair, that nose, exactly as I remember it.
A groom? It's a little hasty for my liking. I mean, I've never seen you before in my life.
That is of no matter. See, on St. John's Eve, all us village girls floated wreaths. Hannah's bobbed its way to the other bank. Eliza's fell to pieces, but mine floated the furthest of all. And then that night, I dreamt of you.
What was that you said about wreaths?
You're not from around these parts, are you? Me and the girls release them on the water every St. John's Eve. If your wreath reaches the other side, it means you will soon be married. But if it sinks or breaks up, yours will be a miserable marriage. And mine got swept downstream to who knows where.
And that means...
When I wed, my husband will take me away from here.
What?
You say you dreamt about me?
And more than once at that. But the first time was on St. John's Eve, and that means something.
Does it now?
Essa daí tá desesperada.
That it will come true. I picked 9 flowers at night, put them under my pillow, and you know the rest.
Thanks for the explanation. I don't want to dampen your spirits, but you must be mistaken. I have no plans to marry just yet. And I can't, anyway.
But my dreams. The wreath of 9 herbs. I did everything they told me.
And if you are to marry away from here, it probably shouldn't be to someone like me.
I'm not saying he has to be from far away. Kuttenberg would be enough for me.
I'm not a city lad. I'm from Skalitz.
Skalitz? You're a villager? Well, it certainly couldn't have been you I was dreaming of then.
Nossa.
I bid you safe travels. Skalitz, he says. What a woeful prize that would have been.
Eu não acredito que ela parou a minha viagem pra dar uma de louca e ainda me insultar depois. Minha filha. Por que eu tô... Ah, não acredito que eu tô assim agora. Caraca. Não, mas eu achei um absurdo. Na boa. Ela me parou só pra me insultar. Criatura. E mal sabe ela que ele é filho de um lorde, né? Mas, mas ela não pode. Meu filho, se a gente terminar esse jogo do jeito que tá, talvez ele seja oficializado, né? A gente conseguir salvar o outro rei. Rei bom. Entendeu? Porque o pai dele é o Atma do rei. Vai que ele consegue convencer o rei e oficializar ele. Tem como. Aí ele ganha as coisas, entendeu? O rei manda no cacete todo, então ele pode fazer muito bem isso. Moça. Tô com a pedra.
Really?
Sim.
Oh, God bless you, Henry. Without the stone, I don't know what I would do. Or what else could help me.
Well, you don't have to worry about that now. Take the stone. I hope it helps you.
Thank you so much. You have no idea how much this means to me. This stone will make giving birth easier and save my baby's life.
Glad to have been of service.
Assim eu
I'll get
espero.
Hannah to give you a lower price at the stud farm, as I promised. And you know what? I'll share a piece of wisdom my grandmother taught me. She said you need to brew nightshade with twice as much mugwort and a good splash of brandy.
Hold on. I know that concoction, and it's no laughing matter. So please, never ever try to brew this yourself. Such concoctions should only be prepared by a properly trained apothecary. If anyone else makes it, it could end badly.
My, what a scholar you are. But you've been so helpful,
Poção
I
de
believe you.
letra.
And I promise not to brew it myself or tell anyone else about it. So at least drop by to see my Zdemir. He's a very skilled man. And since you've been so helpful, if you like, perhaps he'll let you in on some of his blacksmithing secrets. Oh, and I also have some money put aside for emergencies, so you can have that. It's not much, but it's all I can give you.
Fica.
Hold on to your money. I'm sure it'll come in handy for you at some point. I was glad I
Porque ela
could
tá
help.
grávida, entendeu?
So let's leave it at that.
Oh, Mother Mary. What a noble man you are. Thank you.
E eu tô com um monte de armadura pra vender, então não tem problema, tia. Não tem problema.
Greetings, my friend.
I heard that you might need a helping hand with the construction.
Me? Who told you that?
The innkeep in Shitaki. Said you were looking for some men there.
Really? I must have been completely under the table. Hiring men, that's none of my business.
So you don't have any work at all? I could do with a few groschen.
Not much on the construction site, but I might have something for you.
What's involved?
Just a little deal. Don't tell anyone. But I found a treasure map. It was hidden behind a wall in the cellar of the fortress here. Except it's no good to me. It's got some pictures and some scribbling, but I can't make head nor tail of it. The one thing I figured out is that the treasure is supposed to be buried in some mine shaft or something.
Você deu sorte.
I've heard
Será?
that all sorts of valuables used to be walled in like that.
I would be if I could make sense of the map, but you know what? You look like a clever sort. If you can figure out the map, then the treasure's yours. I'll be happy to sell it to you if you want.
Well, then at least show it to me first.
Nothing of the sort. If I show it to you, you'll remember it and snatch my treasure.
Fine. What do you want for it?
For your mother to cook me a goose and scratch my back. What do you think? Money.
Nossa, sem educação.
Fucking expensive. But still, I'll take it.
Excellent. And don't worry, once you find that buried pot of gold, a handful of groschen will be well worth it.
I hope so.
Take care for now.
Eu espero, senão a gente vai ter uma bela de uma conversa. X marca o local. A gente vai ter uma bela de uma conversa se essa bodega não for verdadeira, verídica. Misericórdia, que é isso? A cidade de Gutenberg. Credo. Coisa bizarra. Monastério, acampamento, a entrada. Tem um monastério do lado de Gutenberg e a entrada dele. Mapa pra cavar um buraco.
say the map leads somewhere around
Descubra
here.
onde o mapa leva.
Right now. Die! We're under attack!
Ei!
Alert! To arms! The hell with this! Take that! I'll rip your
Opa, opa, opa. Ué. Tem mais gente por aí. Eu tô andando com esse bagulho porque tem um troféu de você acertar um coelho com esse bagulho. Mas quem disse que é fácil? Não é fácil não. É um acampamento de bandidos.
Pray for a quick death, you bastard! Jesus! I can't! This, damn it! I'm bleeding!
No! I'm done with this!
Pronto. Líder já era. Infusão de camomila, mapa de tesouro.
Bastard had the same map on him like the one I bought from Krijan. What the fuck is this supposed to be?
Ah, ele tá com o mesmo mapa. Interessante. O mesmo mapa.
That treasure should be buried somewhere around here.
Aço de Frankfurt. Bem que eu tô fazendo pouca coisa de... Roubar túmulo. Tá meio esquisito isso. Não tem nada. É, não tem nada. Só um acampamento de bandidos mesmo. Que desgraçado. O negócio fica bem aqui, em cima do monastério.
Do you remember me, you cunt? You sold me that map.
Yeah. And what of it?
Do you know where that map led?
If I knew, then I would have found the treasure myself, don't you think?
There was no treasure. It led me to a pack of fucking thieves. But that's not all. I went through their pockets, and one of them also had a map. The exact same map. Can you explain to me how there could be two maps exactly the same?
How should I know? I just found that map and sold it to you. I don't know anything else.
Listen, I'm a nice enough fellow. I could make mincemeat out of you, but it wouldn't solve anything. We're both decent people, aren't we? Let's talk this over normally.
There's nothing to talk about.
Your pockets are probably empty. It's understandable. Got a family to feed, or maybe debts. But by robbing decent, God-fearing people, you're just paving the way to hell's gates. Are those few groschen worth eternal torture?
Probably not.
Aprenda uma lição.
You see? Now what's the story with that map? Where did you get it?
I drew it.
What?
Huh?
Yeah, I drew it.
But there was all kinds of writing on it. You don't know how to write, do you?
I do. I studied in Prague for a while.
Why did you leave your studies?
Money ran out. My parents helped with the fees, but once they passed, it got worse and worse. Now I'm trying to make money by building, and God willing, someday I'll return to the university. But that will probably take a long time yet. I'll make a little extra with those maps from time to time.
What did you use to actually draw that map? It leads right to an abandoned mine shaft. I don't believe you just made that up.
No. I found a similar one at school once in a book about my native region. I didn't really know much about it, so I just sold it. Except that money didn't last long. So from time to time I draw the map from memory and keep selling it. But in all that time, you're the first person to return and want their money back. The others just supposed they were looking in the wrong spot and let it be.
How many of those fake maps have you already sold?
I don't know. Whenever I get my hands on a piece of parchment, I draw one.
And you know that...
I know. It's not right. I'm sorry.
You sold me a worthless piece of parchment.
I'll give the money back, I promise.
You know what? You can keep it. But I have two conditions. You'll go back to university as soon as possible, and you'll stop cheating people. If you're lucky, the good Lord will forgive you.
It's nice of you to take care for others like that. You know what? When I have some time, I'll go to confession.
That's a good start.
And if you ever need a handy worker, drop by. Maybe I can teach you a few things.
Nossa, o Henry é uma verdadeira roleta. Às vezes ele pega... Às vezes ele perdoa o bandido, às vezes ele mata o bandido. Às vezes ele dá ensinamentos pro cara não fazer mais merda. E às vezes ele garante que o cara nunca mais vai fazer merda. Só que de uma maneira um tanto explícita. Só falta você agora. E aí a gente vem aqui pra Kuttenberg. Vamos avançar um pouquinho nas coisas. No meio do mato? Cavaleiro humilde. Oi?
Good day to you.
O que você tá fazendo aqui?
Greetings, knight. What brings you here?
I'm mourning. Can't you see?
Did someone die?
My hope. Not far from here, in Sedlets, is buried Sir Valentine. Have you heard of him?
Rings a bell. Isn't he the one who brought holy soil from Jerusalem to Sedlets?
Precisely. Almost 200 years ago, Valentine accompanied the abbot of Sedlets on a pilgrimage to the Holy Land. There, in the field of Akeldama, he took his sword and dug up a handful of dirt, which he brought here and scattered over the graveyard.
Yes. And that's why you're mourning?
My entire life, I've wanted to visit Valentine's grave and see his famous sword. But now that I am here, I'm unable to go inside. I felt so humbled.
I'm truly sorry to hear that. Can I help you in some way?
I don't know, friend. Unless, what if you went to the graveyard instead of me? You could find Valentine's grave and bring the sword here.
What?
Just so I could look at it. Then you would put it back. I'd pay you well for it.
You want me to go to the graveyard and just steal that sword from a grave?
Don't call it that. You're just borrowing it.
Can't you just go to the graveyard and look for yourself?
I've thought long and hard about it, and there's no other way. But I understand if you don't want to help me.
Tá bom.
All right then. I'll do it. I'll help you, and I think I know where to find Valentine's grave. I'll bring you that sword.
Really? So you will help me? What is your name, friend?
O relicário.
And you are?
I will wait for you here, Henry. Thank you very much.
Ah, eu jurei que eu não ia mais pra aquele lugar. Ah, é esse sarcófago que eu vim aqui da última vez. Não tem nada.
Damn it. That sword isn't here. Now what? I'll take another look around here. Maybe it's somewhere near. This must be Sir Valentine. And he has a sword. Maybe I could just forge one like it, since the real one is nowhere to be found.
Forjar uma réplica? Mano, você tá doido. Ah, você tá me dizendo que eu vou ter que sair daqui e forjar uma réplica. Não era mais fácil eu já ter forjado já uma réplica? Se bem que como é que eu vou forjar uma réplica se eu não sei como que é? A espada de Sir Valentine. É uma espada normal. Vai precisar de cobre, guarda de espada reta, pele de vaca, pomo em forma de alguma coisa que o jogo não deixou, mas é um redondinho. Aço de Frankfurt e sucata. Vou forjar aqui na velocidade da luz. Oi. Trouxe essa espada.
And I found Valentine, but there wasn't any sword there. However, I did find an engraving.
Slow down. What engraving?
On the lid of his grave. I thought that since I couldn't find the sword, I'd at least forge you a copy.
You forged a copy of Valentine's sword? Just based on a picture?
Well, I know, it's not the original, but nothing better came to mind.
And are you certain the original looked like this?
Valentine himself could not tell the difference.
All right, Henry, thanks. I think we could stop this masquerade now, don't you? You're very good. I've long tried in vain to get into that grave. But I hope you know that I must kill you now. I can't risk you opening your mouth somewhere and letting slip that this sword is a fake.
What the hell are you talking about? Who are you, really?
I sell relics, gems, and all kinds of other trinkets to collectors. Some real, some fake, like your sword. But almost all stolen.
I knew there was something odd about all this.
Eu também.
Of course you knew. So, what's it going to be? Will you die nice and quietly, or put up a fuss?
Are you serious?
Yes, and so what? Stop fucking laughing.
Take a good look at me. Let me tell you, friend, you're not the brightest in choosing your victims.
Hey, fellow, calm down. We can come to some agreement, right? I'll take the sword, pay you for the work, and we'll each go our own way. Here, take this. A relic of Saint Apollonia. The genuine artifact, trust me. Do you know how much you can get for it?
Fine then. Keep the sword and go.
You see, Henry, I knew right away you were a reasonable fellow. Is there something you need?
Na verdade... Que bosta que ele me deu? Dente de Santa Apolônia.
You'd better go before people start to think you're trying to steal something.
Você tá me zoando, né?
What? You just get a... What? to... Ah!
Tem umas coisas aqui que dá pra vender bem. Mas é claro, a espada que eu fiz já era, né? Que filho da mãe. Desgraçado, queria roubar túmulo e ainda me usar. E depois me descartar como se eu fosse nada. Oi?
What are you doing hanging around here, old man? Are you alright?
Not entirely. I'm Sigsmund of Hollowhaven.
And I'm Henry.
Well, Henry, I'm terribly sorry. But this is an ambush. What? Please don't make it harder for me than it already is, and surrender nicely. I don't want to hurt you.
Você tá zoando comigo. Vamos conversar primeiro.
Maybe we can do this without anyone getting robbed. Can we talk this through?
Make it quick, though. My life is slipping away, and the sooner this unpleasantness ends, the better.
What kind of peculiar robber are you?
Robber? How dare you insult me so?
What else should I call you?
I am a man of honor. Only I've been a bit down on my luck recently.
Tô percebendo.
It seems. Even this ambush isn't working out too well for you. What you were shouting at me sounded more like rather rude begging for alms.
What was I supposed to say?
Dinheiro ou a vida. Precisa xingar pra... Você não deveria estar roubando, você não deveria estar roubando.
How should I know? You shouldn't be robbing in the first place.
But I need money.
Well, why not get it honorably? You're a knight. Can't you go and fight somewhere or find someone to protect?
I'd have to get my horse and armor back first. Without them, I'm useless as a knight.
Someone stole your horse and gear? How?
It's a long story.
Conte-me.
No matter. I have time enough.
I made my living through honorable service. Most recently as a mercenary in King Sigismund's service.
Well, the king certainly didn't pay badly. What went wrong?
Our unit was tasked with requisition supplies in Betschwar. That's a village not far from here. Zavish of Garbov, my commander, said the people were starting to cheat the army on supplies. So we were to reweigh and recount everything. And he was right. They were slipping sand into the flour sacks.
Eita.
And they were playing dumb about it. Zavish lost it. And the requisitioning turned into plundering.
Eita. Eles estavam pedindo, que nojento. Mano, o cara vem, fala educadamente que é um assalto. Foi muito bizarro. E eu tava andando no meio da estrada, aí tinha um homem armado educado. Eu falei, vamos lá, vamos conversar com ele. Mas enfim, areia com... Credo.
I get that soldiers have to eat too, but that's disgusting.
You're absolutely right. Besides, if they gave us as much as they were ordered to, they'd barely survive. I went to Zavish to stop it. What's chivalrous about plundering and killing innocents? In the end, I challenged him to a duel. We wagered our honor, our armor, and our horses.
E você perdeu.
Lost it all.
And with it, my place in the army.
Why did you wager everything in the first place? Is it some kind of nightly tradition?
Not always. It's a gesture to show that you really will defend your point of view at all costs.
It was noble of you to stand up for the common folk.
Perhaps. But you see the result. No good deed goes unpunished. Now, I'm trying to get enough coin to get my things back. And you seemed like a skilled fighter. That's why I chose you. If I must do something so despicable as robbing people, then at least they should be capable of defending themselves.
What if I tried to help you? I'll go to your commander and try to convince him to give it all back.
You'd do that for me?
Well, I offered, didn't I? So, where can I find this man?
In Sigismund's camp.
Pra
His
variar.
name is Zavish of Garbov. He has a black eagle and 3 yellow stones on his coat of arms. He's got a rather inconspicuous tent above the camp kitchen. Hopefully you'll find it.
And how will I recognize your things? Is your coat of arms on them?
Of course, on my cuirass and on the caparison of my horse Gringolet. It's the same as I have on my shield here. A black raven with a ring in its beak on a yellow ground. If you get my things back from Zavish, come and see me in the tavern in Shitok. They let me sleep in the hay there.
Ok, moço. Honra Perdida, missão secundária. Caraca, ganhamos uma missão secundária no meio do mato. No meio da viagem. Sério, tá valendo muito a pena parar no meio das estradas. Muito a pena mesmo. Agora eu tenho que vir pra cá e tentar ver com esse Zavish. Vamos lá, vamos fazer essa quest de surpresa.
You there, lad. Aren't you here for the requisitioning?
I don't know anything about that.
Then today is your lucky day. I need to requisition supplies for the camp from the locals. Grub for us, fodder for the horses.
Where do you want to get the supplies?
We haven't been to Bohunjovitz in a while. I reckon they can't wait to see us.
Who's coming along?
Me, and they usually send some humans along because people are afraid of them.
That's not much.
And that's why you're coming with me. But don't worry, I already sent a couple of blokes ahead to get everything ready. I reckon they can handle a few peasants.
Won't the people resist?
They will, but fuck all good it'll do them. We'll chase them out of their houses, bring in the cart, and take whatever we can.
And what if something goes wrong?
That'll only happen if we take our eyes off them. Then there might be bloodshed, but usually not ours.
Que merda.
I don't need to hear any more.
Vamos partir assim que eu voltar.
Hold on a moment. We'll head out as soon as I get back.
What kind of fucking soldier are you? If I wasn't so low on men, I'd send you back to the shithole you came from. You have 3 days. Then we're leaving without you. You don't want a hungry army on your hands. The men turn into brutes who'll do whatever they can to get their hands on food.
Meu
They'll
Deus.
kill, steal, and all because of a mutt like you who had something else to do.
No, don't worry. I won't let that happen.
Ele é uma quest, mas não é a quest que eu quero. Tá bom, vamos lá.
I'm here. Should we go then?
Let's get going then, so we're back nice and early.
Here we are, youngster.
Meu Deus, que merda a gente se enfiou. Pô, era só pra falar com outro cara.
Kifeli! Mozogsz, te nyomorult! Te is! Kifeli!
Come on, we don't have all day for this. Ne pozoroj to, kozi dödas ale kivas od parastal. Shut the fuck up over there!
Meu Deus.
Fucking peasants. This requisitioning's a pain in the arse. Well then, old star. Have you got the supplies for the king, like we agreed? Hmm?
Espólios de guerra. Missão secundária iniciada.
Where did the men I sent in advance run off to? I just hope they're sleeping off the hangover from your friendly welcome.
Your men? Nobody was here.
God fucking damn it! Can't even rely on forward patrols anymore. If I catch them, they'll hang. Kurva! What about the food for us? Flour, cabbage, meat, cheese, eggs. Like last time.
We've got everything, just not as much as last time. We gave what we could, but we're living hand to mouth as is.
Then you better pray it's enough. The lad here will check it and load it onto the wagon. Got it?
Shouldn't we leave them something?
Why the fuck would we do that?
So they don't go hungry.
These village idiots are used to going hungry. Soldiers aren't. Now come off it before I have you whipped.
All right then. Where should I start?
The men will help you out.
None of that. I said the lad would do it. Tell your people to stay where they are so I can see them. We don't want anyone to get hurt, do we?
We definitely don't.
Tell him where to go so we got this over with.
Everyone is standing in front of their cottages. The biggest house in the village belongs to Fowl. Next to him lives Old Man Willow. And across from Willow, above the stream, is Smill's house. And mine is above that. I'll go there with you myself.
You'll stay right here.
Ask my daughter, Sofka. She'll show you where the supplies are prepared.
And what about that fifth house?
Nobody has lived there for years. The whole family died of the plague.
Fine. Now enough talk, peasant. Let's get to it. I want to be finished by nightfall. And you, lad, wait a mo.
What?
Come closer, so I don't have to yell. Now listen close, and remember what I say. First of all, I don't want to see you showing pity for those yokels. And second, I'm bloody well sure these peasant rats hid something somewhere.
Why would they risk it?
Oh, come on. I'd do exactly the same. Nobody wants to go hungry. Don't believe a word those stinking bastards say. And look through those houses of theirs from top to bottom to make sure they don't have something tucked away.
What if they're not lying? They really have nothing left to eat.
These peasants are used to being hungry. Now come off it! They can be glad we're doing this the easy way. For now. If there's not enough food, they'll have me to answer to. So, food on the cart, all valuables and silver straight to me.
Tá, vamos lá. Carrega os suprimentos na carroça. Verifica os suprimentos 1000 e verifica os suprimentos da fazenda. Nossa, que missão desgraçada. Você tá me zoando. De onde que é esse lugar aqui? Eu nunca vim pra esse lugar. Nossa, eu nunca vim pra esse lugar antes. Nossa, que missão desgraçada. Mas eu tô achando que a gente vai ter que tratar as coisas aqui com parcimônia. Muito. Vamos aqui. Nessa aqui.
You're supposed to tell me where I can find the supplies for the king.
Where do you think? Right behind the door in the cottage. Everything's ready underneath the window.
Tá, atrás da porta. Onde? Cadê? Que missão desgraçada é essa?
That still isn't enough.
Tá, era só verificar isso daqui. Carrega os suprimentos na carroça. Ah, eu tenho que pegar todos esses negócios aqui. Carne de cavalo, hidromel, pato assado, coisa, raiz forte. Meu Deus. Mas se bem que é até melhor a gente tá, como fala... Carne de cavalo, hidromel, pato assado, blush, raiz forte. Eu acho que eu vou colocar até um vinho aqui. Já que eu não bebo. Que mais? Verifique os suprimentos de Smil.
I'm collecting supplies for the king's men. Do you have them ready?
They're here, right next to the door to the cottage.
Very well.
Esse daqui, cebola, 2 mel, pãozinho, pele e lebre.
There's a little bit here. It won't be enough though.
Cebola, mel. Vou colocar um pouco mais, tá? Pele de carneiro. Porque eu não sei se eu colocar um pouco mais, eles param de encher o saco.
Well, where are your supplies for the king?
Right behind the door, leaning against the wall. Everything's ready to go.
Uhum. Vou só me lavar. Meu Deus. Alho, cenoura, frango e Salvador.
Ready for the king.
I won't let them take anything else.
I won't get anything out of him in this state. Maybe I could do something to help him. Let's take a look then. I reckon I won't be able to fix you up completely, but maybe at least enough to talk to you. I'll try to take the bandage off for a moment so I can take a look at your wounds. You better pray my hands are steady. Careful. It's sticky with blood.
Ow!
Those are some deep wounds from a sword. Show me those wounds. I've seen this before. Deep wounds, miserably dressed, and not even cleaned. It's no wonder you're in so much pain. That should do it. I'll have to clean the wounds, preferably with some strong spirits, and then re-bandage them. And it's gonna hurt, so I should find something for the pain before that.
Algo pra dor? Será que a gente consegue? Vamos, filha.
Let's get to it.
Dar algo pra
First, I'll
dor.
give you something for the pain.
Analgésica.
A decoction for the pain. This should make you feel better.
Limpa a
Now I'll
ferida.
clean the wound, if I have something to do it with.
Aguardente. Peraí. Tô doida? Pronto.
That should be enough. Now I'll re-bandage your wound.
Ow!
And that's that. That'll have to do. Hopefully I'll get something meaningful out of him now. Hey! Wake up!
It hurts. What happened?
I was hoping you'd tell me. Who roughed you up like this?
Soldiers. I have to... Are you one of them?
Don't worry. I won't hurt you. I just treated you so you wouldn't die here. What happened to you?
I tried to stop them. So they wouldn't take anything more from us. So they wouldn't come back. So we sent them away.
What soldiers are you talking about?
They came to take everything away from us. Like always. Sigismund's men. We were only defending ourselves.
Where can I find these soldiers?
I don't know. There was a fight. There's a hayloft nearby. We sent them there. Oh. I should have listened to her.
Get some rest. I won't get anything more out of you now, anyway.
E eu pra você também. Putz, como que é mesmo o negócio? Alho, cenoura, frango. Vou colocar 2 aguardentes aqui. Eu não lembro de mais nada. Vou colocar uma dessa, infelizmente, mas é o que eu tinha visto. Eu vou colocar certinho os suplementos. Os suprimentos.
Excuse me.
I'm here for the supplies.
When you pass through the gate to the yard, you'll see them on your right.
I hope so.
Aqui, carne de boi, frango e queijo.
Supplies. There's not much here.
Meu, você tá me dando agonia. O cachorro rosnando toda hora e ele falando que não é o suficiente. Meu Deus do céu, eu não tenho preparação pra matar... Opa, não. Pra matar todos esses soldados.
Your supplies. Just as we promised. Thanks for standing up to your captain for us. You don't see that every day.
Not that it did any good. Now I'm worried all I did was piss him off more. What if your food won't be enough for him? And he has you killed?
We'll put ourselves in God's hands. If the war doesn't kill us, the hunger will.
Então me
If you help
ajude.
me, the commander will be satisfied, and we can leave here peacefully.
But how? We already gave you all we had.
Are you trying to tell me you didn't put something aside? Really?
Why would I lie to you?
To protect your people. But believe me, if it isn't enough, the commander will have you killed.
Without food, we'll die anyway.
You'll stay alive for now, and you'll still have hope.
But for how long?
As long as necessary. Sigismund's army is crumbling, and will pull out soon. You've already suffered so much. You wouldn't die for a meal now, would you?
I suppose you're right. I can't tell you much. If it got out I helped you, the others would never forgive me.
Anything will help. So spit it out.
Look in Smill's cellar, and in Fowl's stable.
And what about the last house?
Leave old man Willow out of this, please. His son is hurt, and he's suffered enough already.
Hurt, you say?
Ah, eu acho que é o que a gente tratou.
I already told you more than I should have. Pack up your supplies and leave well enough alone already. Please.
You haven't told me about your house yet.
I was hoping you'd forget about it. Look behind the house, where the big pile of manure is. That's all I can tell you. Really.
You've helped me plenty already.
I just hope it'll be enough.
We'll see.
Mas eu não vou pegar. Meu Deus. Gente. Depois de carregar os suprimentos, fale com o comandante. Carrega os suprimentos na carroça. Cadê o comandante? Capitão Yuta. Eu verifiquei
Checked all
tudo.
the supplies they prepared for us. And did you load everything onto the cart?
Sim.
It's all loaded up.
Is that all you found?
Yes. That's all.
That's not much at all. The lads back at camp won't be happy.
And this is all we'll get.
That's not good. I warned those clodhoppers in advance. You there, peasant! Hey, peasant, come here!
Are you satisfied?
I'm not. And do you know what happens if I'm not satisfied?
What are we supposed to do? We gave you all we had.
Then you're in luck, because you won't need anything ever again.
Menos,
Kill
menos,
him, lad.
menos.
And all the rest of these yokels too. It'll be a warning to others.
You can't do that. The king will hear of it.
Nobody will hear a word of it. What are you waiting for, lad? Take care of them.
I don't want anything to do with that.
You don't, eh? Do you think I give a shit what you want? That was an order, you whoreson. If you don't want to end up like them, you better obey it.
Tá ficando tenso.
I won't let you hurt innocent people.
If you're so fond of this shithole village, then you'll share its fate.
Defend yourselves, folks! They want to kill us!
Kiss your ass goodbye.
We'll kick your ass. Slice him up. That's your... Are you mad? You'll kill him.
My God! What are you doing?
Tá, é uma situação tensa.
Stops with him.
Meu Deus.
Lad, the Lord above must have sent you to us. What would have happened to us if you decided not to help us?
Well, I couldn't stand back and watch them slay all of you.
But now what? They'll definitely be looking for them soldiers if they don't come back.
Pull the cart away somewhere far from the village, so it looks like an ambush.
And will they believe it?
Why not? There's bandits in the woods attacking the supply runs all the time.
Uhum. Espólios de guerra. Ah, o cara também não me deixou muito, como fala. Ele não me deixou muita escolha, entendeu? O legal é que a gente já tá acabando com esses miseráveis, tipo, fora do acampamento. Tá, o cara deve estar por aqui.
Hmm?
Ah, você é um soldado.
You shouldn't be bothering us here.
Moço.
Good afternoon. Excuse me, sir. My name is Henry, and... Forget the pleasantries. Czego chcesz? I've come about Sir Jerzek of Holohlavi.
Ależ, no w takim razie to zacznij gość, prawda? Such a distinguished visit. What do you want from me?
Ele tá gritando lá fora, quer que ele se dane.
I heard about what happened between you and Jerzek. I understand that you're in the right. But couldn't you return his armor and horse? Without them, it's as if he's not a knight at all.
So poor valiant Jerzek's not doing well, and I should show I have a good heart. That would soon have everyone around walking all over me. I'd rather let the armor rust than give it back to Jerzek. Did he even tell you how he lost it?
Sim. Ele me contou sobre a discussão, ele me contou sobre o duelo. Me conta o seu lado da história.
I know a bit about it, but I'd be interested in your side of the story.
There's no his side and my side here. There are just facts. We went to the village to stock up. The locals wanted to cheat us and slipped us a bag of sand instead of flour. So we looted and torched the place. But when it was all over, Jerzek started going on at me about how it was dishonorable. But he took his ration of flour all the same, the whoreson.
Look, I understand that you're mad at Jerzek, but he needs help. It's just not right for a lord to become a thief.
So that is what his lordship from Holohlavi is doing now.
What else is left when you've taken everything from him? You're the only one who can do anything about it.
Yes, maybe I can send my men to drag him here in chains and lash him with a whip.
A gente pode resolver.
Now, you know what? Since there's no reasoning with you, we'll do it another way. In the name of Sir Jerzek, I challenge you to a duel.
You? You'd better turn around and be glad I'm not going to kick your ass out of here.
Well now, is the brave knight afraid he might lose to me? What would your men say about that?
Careful, boy. You have been quite entertaining so far, but I will not be mocked.
All the more reason to give me a good beating then, isn't it? And in public, no less.
Well, if you want it so badly, let us do this properly. We will engage in 3 rounds. Pole arms first, then short swords and shields. And finally, like proper knights, with long swords. Each man shall take his own weapons and armor, and whoever bests their opponent in at least 2 rounds wins. I will wager Jerzek's horse and knightly armor. You match the price in groschen. What do you say?
I accept.
Excellent! Get yourself the necessary armor and equipment. When you are ready, bring me the coin and we will start.
Eu tenho tudo comigo.
I thought someone was creeping around.
Prepare-se para a luta. É, eu tenho uma espada normal, acho. Acho que eu tenho uma espada normal, uma, como fala, é uma poliarma e um montante. Eu tenho. Só espero que seja o, como fala, necessário. Na verdade, tem 2 espadas largas. Mas espada larga é montante, né? É. Não, espada larga é espada mesmo. Entendeu? Essa espada aqui. Eu não tenho nada mais forte que isso. Eu não sei a espada do Sir Valentine. Será que dá pra fazer? Guarda de espada reta. Deixa eu ver se o meu cavalo tem. Materiais. Ah, eu acho que eu tirei todos os materiais do cavalo, quer ver? Não, guarda de espada comum. Deixa eu ver se eu consigo fabricar uma espada. Se eu não conseguir fabricar a espada, vai assim mesmo. Entendeu? Esses ferreiros aqui vendem coisa e eu tenho grana. Vamos lá. Vamos tentar. Tô pronto para o duelo.
We can fight.
Top Spaniale. But you have to put down the coin up front.
Here you go. Down to the last groschen.
Just how I like it. How should the herald introduce you?
Henry, o ferreiro. De Holloweth. O ferreiro.
Trained as a blacksmith, and I'm not ashamed of it. Let everyone know that today you will be defeated by Henry the blacksmith.
Suit yourself, brave blacksmith. But you will see there is a big fucking difference between a hammer and a sword. Come on, I cannot wait.
Hail, gentlemen, brave knights, loyal comrades. Today, we will witness a duel between Sir Zavish of Garboth, called the Black, and Henry the Blacksmith. Henry, a commoner, will fight today in the name of Sir Yezek of Holohlavi. The noble lord of Garboth has decided to accept the challenge because of this very fact. With 3 duels, they will settle once and for all the dispute between the Lord of Garboth and the Lord of Holohlavi. I ask both combatants to take their positions and take up arms.
Pegue a arma de haste.
Let the clash of pole arms begin.
Nossa, eu nunca usei poliarma, é a primeira vez.
The pole-arm duel has come to an end, and the winner is Henry the Blacksmith. I can't believe it myself. He's beaten the Lord of Garboth. Both combatants may now catch their breath and have a bath made to tend their wounds before the next round.
Prepare uma arma de mão e um escudo. Eu acho que eu não tô precisando não, mas ele tá precisando. Vamos lá, meu filho, vamos lá. Tô esperando você. Eu acho que é a segunda combinação. Espada e escudo.
Both combatants are ready for the second round. The duel with one-handed weapons can begin. And thus the duel of shields.
Nossa, você é muito bosta.
And the winner is Henry the Blacksmith. Unbelievable! God must have guided his hand. Both combatants may now tend to their wounds and rearm themselves for the third and final duel.
Nossa, o cara só tem papo, só. Prepare um montante. O Henry tem sorte que nesse acampamento provavelmente não tem nenhum do pessoal que conhece ele, entendeu? Quem ele é. Porque provavelmente os caras estão lá dentro, entendeu? Ou eles estão em outro lugar. Eles não vão ficar no acampamento... Um acampamento assim, né? Eles vão ficar num lugar mais chique, óbvio. Você acha que o Sigsmund vai ficar no acampamento? Não, né? Mas vamos lá, vamos conseguir Vamos conseguir essa vitória pro cara.
The noblest fight begins. The longsword duel.
A bandage! Quick!
Were well fought, and God was on the side of the one in the right. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't believe it. Not only has the brave Henry won glory, he's cleared the name of Lord Jezek of Holohlavi from disgrace, while he put the Lord of Garabov to shame with his performance. The dispute between these two gentlemen is now at an end. Glory to the victor, honor to the vanquished.
Fale com Zavish sobre o duelo.
Well, is that everything?
Is it not enough for you?
Derrotados.
I cannot believe it. I, the champion of tournaments all the way from Brittany to Venice, and I end up beaten by a yokel like you, with his finger up his nose.
I thought losing would make you angrier.
I would like to kill you like a dog, but you won fair and square. I must give you that. You will find the horse stabled up by the gate, and you can take the armor from my chest.
Haven't you forgotten something?
The groschen are in the chest too.
Ninguém viu a de Jericho ter justiça. Bem, adeus, cavaleiro. Adeus. Aqui dentro do...
And good luck.
Então, aqui dentro do acampamento eu vou manter a descrição. Fora do acampamento a gente pode dar um safanão nos caras, entendeu? A gente pode escolher umas coisas assim... loucaça. Ué, cadê? É aqui? Não, tô no lugar errado. Ah, é aqui. Agora não é mais... Recupere a armadura.
That should be everything. Jezek's sure to be happy.
Tá, beleza. Consegui tudo que eu queria. Agora... recupere o cavalo. É esse amarelinho.
Hey there, pony. If only you knew how much trouble you caused me, friend. But I'm sure Jezek can't wait to see you.
É aqui que a gente tem que vir, tá? Então, sobre suas coisas.
Did Zavish listen to you? Tell me, how did it go?
Well, it wasn't easy. I had to take part in a nightly duel.
Damn. He didn't hurt you too much, I hope.
Well, that fella? Come on. He hardly had a chance to blink and he was on his arse. He hadn't a chance against me.
But he's a tournament veteran. You have my admiration, lad. What about my Gringolet? Did he give him to you?
He's waiting for you at the inn. He's really quite a good horse for his age.
The best. The House of Holohlavi will be forever at your debt. Take this shield. So at least you'll have something to remember me by if this is farewell for good. Which is quite likely, given how old and grey I am. I'd like to give you my spurs. You may not be a knight, but they can still be of use to you. And you know what? Now that I have my things back, I can do without the groschen I've saved up. Take them.
Nossa.
Let them be of some use.
Ah, it was no bother. And what are you going to do next? I trust you're done with robbing.
As the Lord is my witness, I'm done. It's time for me to go home. I haven't been there in years, and somehow I feel it in my bones that I shouldn't put it off.
Well then, I'm glad to have met you, Sir Knight.
Godspeed, valiant Henry.
Boa sorte, moço. A sua armadura é muito bonita, sabia?
It's just you.
Ah, so you're... Right then.
I'm sorry.
It happens. Come on, just watch where you're going next time.
Where am I? Did I faint?
É. A armadura dele é muito bonita. Eu disse que tinha muita coisa nesse episódio, sim, porque foi um completê de várias missões. A gente lutou pra caramba, a gente conseguiu uma pedra trovão pra tudo quanto é canto, que a gente teve que andar pra tudo quanto é canto no mapa. Conseguimos fazer algumas missões, foram todas as missões do acampamento do Sigsmund. A gente conseguiu vencer um dos comandantes lá e conseguiu uma armadura muito legal, né? De uma maneira não muito legal, né? Fazer o quê? Mas, enfim... Agora a gente só precisa fazer algumas coisinhas num covil um tanto inusitado e já dar uma avançada na missão principal. Só que só no próximo episódio. Eu espero vocês lá. Então se gostaram, deixa aquele joinha que é só clicar, coloca um comentário falando do seu show, compartilha com os amigos que é muito importante. Se não for inscrito no canal, já aproveita, se inscreve e ativa o sininho para receber notificação dos próximos vídeos. Muito obrigado e até o próximo.